because of the charade that's being played in this country. Thousands of smart meter fires. Thousands now, ladies and gentlemen. There's new whistleblower and court evidence. Take Back Your Power reports this. And if you've never been to takebackyourpower.com, excellent website on smart meters. We'll talk about this after the break, about the whistleblowers and thousands of smart meter fires. We'll be back after this 3-minute break with the Power Hour. Stay tuned. Joyce Riley.
So my elementary school-age child is begging me for a cell phone.
Please, Mom, please. All the kids have them.
But I've seen the research, and it makes sense to me that any mobile device that operates using electromagnetic frequencies that close to me or my child's head needs to be blocked.
Harmful wireless radiation is real. Protect yourself and your loved ones with Block It Pocket. Call 888-315-9618. Free shipping to the lower 48. BlockItPocket.com. Enhancing health and privacy.
What are you listening to? Have you tried the Power Hour 24/7 listen line? It's easy. Just punch in 605-562-6121. No apps, no data, no internet needed, and no extra cost if you have unlimited minutes. Call now, 605-562-6121. Now you can listen to the Power Hour when you want. Bookmark the Power Hour 24/7 listen line number today, 605-562-6121. Got it? Call 605-562-6121.
We've all heard about antibiotics, but what about probiotics? Antibiotic means against life. Probiotic means pro-life. Antibiotics kill bacteria that are infectious and harmful to the body. They also kill the good bacteria, though, that are necessary for good health. Probiotics from living streams replaces the healthy balance of friendly bacteria and normalizes the digestive tract. Gastritis, ulcers, diarrheal diseases, just a few of the problems people develop when the intestinal flora is out of balance. Living Stream's probiotics create the healthy balance needed for good digestion, suppresses growth of pathogenic bacteria, and actually increases resistance to infection. Call the Power Hour, 877-817-9829. Order your Living Stream probiotics today. They're available in 2, 4, and 8-ounce bottles, and Living Stream's probiotics comes with a money-back guarantee. Get your body back in balance with Living Stream's probiotics today. 877-817-9829. That's 877-817-9829. Living Stream's probiotics. Everyone should be pro-life.
Hi, this is Walt Augustinowicz. I'm the founder and CEO of ID Stronghold. By now you've heard our commercials about wallets that protect you from electronic pickpocketing. 10 years ago, I created a way to protect my own cards from prying eyes after government officials started talking about issuing a national ID card with a built-in radio chip called RFID. I felt having to broadcast my personal information was an invasion of privacy. Soon after, it was also announced that credit cards, debit cards, U.S. passports, hotel room keys, and even transit passes would all soon incorporate RFID. It was then I formed ID Stronghold to share my inventions in blocking RFID signals with the world. There are a lot of misconceptions out there today about RFID. I encourage everyone to get informed and get protected. Please go to idstronghold.com and get the facts and the wallet, sleeves, or badge holders you need to protect your personal financial data. You'll be pleasantly surprised that through our direct sales model, you won't pay more than other comparable unprotected wallets. It is as though the protection is free. Visit idstronghold.com today.
Welcome back to the Power Hour. Thank you for joining us. It's all about the truth. And we can't get enough of it, can we? Because we've been denied it for so long. I mean, think about all the things we've been lied to about: health, food, religion, God, the government, money, everything we've been lied to about. And now we're taking it apart piece by piece here at the Power Hour. And all I can say is, please talk with other people. Please reach out to others who desperately probably want to know what you know and want to listen to the Power Hour, or know that GCN exists. The Genesis Network is about the best, absolutely, of real news, real information. We know that. There's no doubt. It is the best. And people don't know about it. They need your help. You need to talk about it at your church or your school or your whatever meetings, potlucks, whatever. I wish everybody would start a potluck on Friday night. Maybe a vegan potluck where you all fix vegan food and learn how good it can be. And teach everybody what you know. If there's somebody there who's involved in whatever kind of trade or like women that are in sewing, share what you know with other women. Men who are into woodwork or whatever, share what you know with men, other men, or women that want to learn about it. Animal husbandry, whatever it is that you know about, get together in a potluck and share and gain the trust of other people. I think that would be just awesome. And you can go to the meetup website for friendsofthepowerhour.com is a good place to meet those people. You can put in there friendsofthepowerhour.com. Put in there where you live or your zip code or whatever and link up with other people. Jerry Peterman did that for you. It's even international now. You can find other people near you. Set up a potluck. Get to know these people. Maybe do it may start out a monthly or bi-monthly, whatever. Go to weekly. Who knows? But check it out. Anyway, back to the issue of smart meters. Share this information with people also. The whistleblowers, who will remain anonymous, who contacted Take Back Your Power, have serviced and repaired over 200,000 meters in the field. They have been warning their supervisors about smart meter problems for nearly a decade now. They have had enough of the lies and want you to know what they know. On top of the explosive new details, the meters have at least 4 major sources of arcing. That's right, 4. Arcing in smart meters causes extreme heat, which causes fires. And we now see it is beyond any shadow of a doubt that meter manufacturers know this, utilities know, and the regulators know. They have known the whole time, but they don't want to tell you. And in this investigation, the focus of 2 of the worst offenders, BC Hydro and PG&E. However, as this is a systematic problem, regardless of meter type, they feature fire incidents from Texas, Ontario, Saskatchewan, Pennsylvania, Illinois, and more. Go to takebackyourpower.com. I want to read this letter from Larry Pinckney in a response to MoveOn.org. They were bragging about Obama's deal with Iran. Please congratulate the president. He writes back. Response from Larry Pinckney. I most certainly will not sign your petition thanking Drone Man, Kill List, NDAA, indefinite detention signing Barack Obama for more of his smoke and mirror diplomacy regarding Iran or any other nation. Stop, MoveOn.org, being shills for the Democratic Party while simultaneously perpetuating the fake left-right paradigm of divide and conquer carried out by the leadership of both the Democratic and Republican parties. Is this good or what? He really puts it in this letter here to MoveOn.org. I'm going to finish the rest of this after the 1 minute, 10-second break. It's worth hearing, believe me. I'm so proud of this man. I mean, he is awesome. And he always says it like it is. Boy, he's a true Power Hour person. We'll be back after this 1 minute, 10-second break.
What have I learned so far? I've learned that there is no one path right for everyone. I've learned that without my high school diploma, I can only do so much. My options were limited. I found a free personalized learning program with Learn for Life that has a flexible schedule so I could keep my job while earning my high school diploma. I found new career training opportunities that would jumpstart my future. What have I learned so far? I've learned that I can change my life.
Are you 14 to 19 years old and looking for a free high school diploma program with flexible meeting times? This program allows you to keep your job or important family responsibilities while earning your high school diploma. If you've fallen behind on credits or dropped out of school completely, get back on track with free tutoring, a caring faculty, and one-on-one attention. For more information on how to reach your graduation goal, visit learnforlife.org. That's LEARN4life.org.
This is KCAA Loma Linda, the station that leaves no listener behind. CNBC News is next, a courtesy of BuySellMakeOffer.com, where you can post a video about items you have for sale. Sign up now. It's free.
Good morning, I'm Chuck Kamlick, CNBC Radio. Wall Street's working on a 4-day winning streak. Futures point to a higher open today. A couple of events could alter that. Federal Reserve Chairman Janet Yellen testifies before Congress on the state of the U.S. economy. Investors will be listening for any hints on when the Fed might raise interest rates. And Greece is not out of the picture yet. Its parliament votes today on whether to accept Europe's new bailout terms. The day's profit reports might help keep stocks up. Bank of America's profits more than doubled because it wrote $18 billion worth of home loans last quarter. Delta Airlines profits soared. Delta flew more passengers and spent a lot less on fuel. A lot less. The New York toy store featured in the movie Big, FAO Schwarz, closing its doors today. The rent costs in Manhattan got too big. And this is Amazon Prime Day. Amazon celebrating its 20th anniversary with a big sale. More deals than on Black Friday, but only for Amazon's Prime members. I'm Chuck Kamlick, CNBC Radio.
We were rolling down this road in
Anbar Province.
All of a sudden
There's a huge explosion.
We knew right away.
It was an IED.
Then we started taking
sniper fire and RPGs from the hills.
Today's servicewomen face the same combat dangers as men.
It's pretty amazing.
We made it out alive.
But at home, women veterans face different challenges. DAV understands this and fights to get women veterans the health, disability, and financial benefits they were promised. Visit DAV.org for free help.
Overturned truck blocking the carpool lane, freeway construction slowing everything down. I travel for work. News like that used to ruin my whole day until I discovered Citrix GoToMeeting. With GoToMeeting, I can meet from anywhere using my computer, tablet, or smartphone. And with HD video, I simply turn on my webcam and it's like being in the same room, which means I can stay productive no matter how bad the traffic gets.
Visit GoToMeeting.com and start our free 30-day trial. That's GoToMeeting.com.
Listen to KCAA Loma Linda for less confrontation and more information. Slam the door on FeePay. Forget everything you know about selling online because I'm here to tell you about a new and revolutionary way to buy and sell on the internet. BuySellMakeOffer.com is here to shake up the web. Tired of paying those outrageous fees? You'll never pay a fee with BuySellMakeOffer.com. For a monthly membership package starting at only $7.95, you can list and sell up to 50 items. That would cost you nearly $100 with the other guys. Go right now to BuySellMakeOffer.com and sign up today.
Good morning, it's 6:02. I'm Bill Schwartz with your traffic and weather. Going to be warm and sunny today, 80s and 90s across Southern California, LA and OC. You're going to see morning fog and temps in the low 80s. We once again are going to be in the 90s as well as the high desert. Currently enjoying the cool at 64 degrees at Kcaa. Looking at your morning drive in Chino, we have stop and go traffic on the 60. That's westbound between Mountain Avenue and the 57 Orange Freeway. And in Corona, we've got 2 lanes closed. That's on the 91. That's eastbound before Green River Road. That's traffic and weather from the only station that leaves no listener behind. Kcaa 1050 AM.
In AgNet West today, the GMO labeling bill moves forward. The story after this.
You put more into your crops than most people realize. Time, effort, heart, and the not-so-proverbial blood, sweat, and tears. Farming's not just a career. It is your passion. At Compass Minerals, your passion is our commitment. We're proud to offer you Potassium Plus Premium Sulfate of Potash, a high-potassium fertilizer with sulfate sulfur and virtually no chloride. It's the potassium source that brings more to the table, so you can too. Call your local distributor or visit potassiumplus.com.
A House committee has passed the GMO labeling bill, H.R. 1599, the Safe and Accurate Food Labeling Act of 2015. The bill could move to the House floor as early as next week. California Representatives Jim Costa, David Valadao, Devin Nunes, and Stephen Knight were all among the co-sponsors of the bill. The bill would establish a certification process through USDA for foods labeled as non-GMO. It would also prevent states from requiring the labeling of food with genetically modified ingredients. The American Farm Bureau Federation supports the bill. AFBF President Bob Stallman issued a statement shortly after the passage, stating, "The American Farm Bureau Federation is pleased that Congress is moving to bring greater clarity to food labeling. H.R. 1599 empowers consumers by continuing to require warning labels for foods that may have adverse effects on the public. At the same time," the statement says, "it does away with labeling schemes that would stigmatize foods based on nothing more than the way in which they were developed." Stallman continues, the bill is an antidote to the anti-GMO initiatives that make people wrongly fear the food they eat. Such regulations generally ignore science and undermine the public's understanding of the food farmers and ranchers produce. Stallman says they look forward to the passage by the full House in the very near future. We have more on H.R. 1599 on our website. I'm Sabrina Hill for AgNetWest.com.
Here's your Money Minute with Market Wrap host Mo Ansari.
If you follow the markets, you've probably been getting seasick lately. But what if I told you that market volatility can be a good thing? If you're a bargain hunter, this is your coupon. So keep your shopping list handy. If you're a long-term investor with plenty of time before retirement, the money going into your 401k each month will buy more shares when the markets are down. And if you have a good financial plan, you can relax while others worry, because that plan will carry you beyond today's headlines. Of course, you should always consider professional guidance before making any financial decisions. That's your Money Minute. I'm Mo Ansari.
For more tips on investing during market volatility and other investment topics, listen to Market Wrap weekdays at 5 p.m. on this station. For a free consultation with Mo Ansari, call 800-388-9700. That's 800-388-9700.
Compact Asset Management is a registered investment advisor. Funds custodian, Fidelity Institutional Wealth Services, member FINRA SIPC.
Are you thirsty for books that will fill your soul with wisdom, joy, and inspiration? Then take a refreshing and nourishing drink at Alice's Quiet Mind Bookstore, located in the heart of the Agape International Spiritual Center in Culver City, which incidentally was recently featured on The Today Show. From aromatic soy candles to best-selling authors like Dr. Michael Bernard Beckwith and a whole host of other visionaries, Alice's Quiet Mind Bookstore has everything to soothe your body, spirit, and soul. For more info and directions, visit agapelive.com today. Psst. Hey, you. Yeah, you. Do you know where you are? Well, you've done it now. You're listening to KCAA Loma Linda, your CNBC news station. So expect the unexpected.
Good morning, good morning. I'm Erin Brinker.
And I'm Tobin Brinker.
We are on The Brink, the morning show on KCAA AM 1050. We've got Bill the Schwartz in the booth. How you doing, Bill?
Morning. Now with less rock and more talk.
So
that was a girl DJ who did that in, I think it was San Jose. She was kind of new, and she said this on a rock station. She got it back where she goes, less rock and more talk.
No,
I think she
meant
the
other way.
Put it the other way, yeah.
It was April 1st, right?
Not exactly.
She was a one-day hire just for that
afternoon.
She was
a temp. She was actually cleaning the toilets at the time, and they asked her to come in.
Poor Karen Nakamura. She was famous for that.
Oh, boy. Oh, so how are you this morning? Are you alive, alert, awake, and enthusiastic?
I'm looking for the hair of the dog that bit me, man. I kept getting involved in putting together a laptop, and it started dragging on towards midnight. And I go, you do know you have to get up this morning. You might want to consider putting your head down on a pillow at some point.
Yeah, probably a good idea. Well, as we get started, before we get started, as I always do, I want to let everybody know all the ways they can listen to KCAA AM 1050. Of course, you can find us at 1050 on the AM dial. You can also find us at kcaaradio.com, where you'll find links to all of our social media, Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. You can also listen to us directly online. There's a button there that says click to listen. You can get the number to call to listen at 832-999-1050, 832-999-1050. You can also find links to links to social media. I already said. If you're heading into LA or OC or Vegas or somewhere else far away and you have an iPhone, you can listen to us using the TuneIn app on your iPhone. You can also listen to us on your Android at kcaaexpress.com. Sorry, derailed a little bit there.
It's okay.
How are you doing this morning?
I'm good. I'm thinking about this evening. We're going to Cal State.
Oh, that's right.
Going to hear a concert. They've got these free concerts out at Cal State, and we mentioned them, I think, last week or 2 weeks ago, because it's every Wednesday during the summer. And this week is an Eagles tribute band called Desperado.
Yes.
And last week we didn't go, and I was so bummed because they actually had a Depeche Mode band.
But we had an event.
We had an event to go to. But I'm so excited. I like the Eagles, and this is going to be fun, just hanging out with the family.
And so next week is a Fleetwood Mac, I think, cover band.
Yes.
Or, tribute band.
And it's free. I mean, so you go out to Cal State. It's out there on the lawn in front of the library.
So bring a lawn chair and a blanket and, a little picnic and enjoy yourself. And I think if you park in Lot D, the parking may be free. I'm not sure, but I think that's the case. At least it has been historically for these events at Cal State.
Yeah, so I'm just I'm jazzed. I'm excited. I can't wait to go do that tonight. And yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, me too. Me too. You're going to be heading out of town here soon.
I am. I guess I should tell our listeners that you'll have a guest host in my place.
Yes, Adam Russell will be joining me next week on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Oh, it looks like our guest is on the line. I'm so excited to be talking with Kcaa Gaines. She is the author of Inside Pee-wee's Playhouse: The Untold, Unauthorized, and Unpredictable Story of a Pop Phenomenon, which received the 2012 Independent Publisher Book Award Silver Medal, as well as A Christmas Story: Behind the Scenes of the Holiday Classic. She's here talking about this very special 30th anniversary of Back to the Future's release. Kcaa, welcome to the show.
Hi, how are you? I'm a man, though.
I'm sorry. Gosh, yeah, that was a little deeper than I expected. I'm so sorry.
Oh, it's okay. I just wanted to let your listeners know.
Oh boy, I'm so sorry. So
it's fine. Don't worry about it.
So tell us, about 30th anniversary. I remember watching Back to the Future when it first came out in the movies. Thought it was the coolest thing ever. Talk to us about your book.
Sure. So it's a behind-the-scenes look at not only the lasting cultural impact of Back to the Future and why we're still talking about it after 30 years, but also there was a really complicated time getting these films made. All three of them had their own set of challenges, and what I think is sort of remarkable is how good these films turned out, even despite all of those challenges. So the book kind of charts all of the developments they had in getting these films made and all the decisions that went into making this classic series.
So tell us, so what were some of those challenges? Because it seemed seamless and smooth to everybody watching the movie.
Well, I think that one of the biggest things is originally Eric Stoltz was cast as Marty McFly, Michael J. Fox's role, and Eric Stoltz shot for about 6 weeks on the movie, and then the director and producers decided to replace him with Michael J. Fox. Eric Stoltz is a really good actor, but he's a very serious actor, and just wasn't bringing the level of comedy to the screen that they wanted. So they replaced him, which is a completely unprecedented decision. They'd shot about 40% of the movie by that time.
Oh, wow.
So that was one of the biggest challenges, because when you watch the movie, some of the footage is footage that they shot with Eric Stoltz, and then they had to sort of like piece it together with the reshoots with Michael J. Fox.
Really? So,
but it all looks so seamless. I mean, that's sort of, again, that's even noticed.
The thing that I'm thinking, was he driving the DeLorean at the mall when the Libyans were chasing him? Was that Eric Stoltz?
Actually, some of that footage is Eric Stoltz, actually. You hit the nail on the head. There's when you see Marty jump from behind that Volkswagen truck thing where the Libyan terrorists are chasing him, and Marty jumps into the DeLorean. That's actually, a lot of people believe that's Eric Stoltz's footage. You can tell the actor is much taller than Michael J. Fox is, and Eric Stoltz had about 6 inches on Michael J. Fox.
Wow. Well, because I'm trying to think, what are some scenes where you couldn't see his face?
Yeah, there's another great moment that is Eric Stoltz in the cafe in the 1950s when Marty punches Biff, the bully, and you can tell for two reasons. Number one, because of Biff's eye line. He's looking at someone who's taller than him, and also Biff's haircut actually changes a little bit in that scene because it was, there was such a big gap in time when they shot it, and that's Eric Stoltz that actually punches Biff in the face. You don't really see his face. You just sort of see the profile.
Oh, now I'm going to go look for that.
Yeah, there's lots of sneaky things. You can sort of read along with the book and kind of go, oh my goodness, I have to rewatch that scene. I have to rewatch that scene and have a new perspective.
So what are some of the other changes that happened?
Well, the DeLorean time machine was a really last-minute addition to the script. Originally, the time machine was going to be a chamber, like a refrigerator, and for it to get from point A to point B, they were going to have to drive it around in the back of a pickup truck. But John DeLorean was in the news for his legal troubles in the mid-1980s, and as they were doing rewrites on the script, they thought, well, wouldn't it be great if we made the time machine out of a DeLorean? You wouldn't have to, it would drive itself, essentially, and also, the reputation of John DeLorean is such now that it makes the car a little bit dangerous and adds a little bit of edge to the movie. It makes it kind of funny. So that's one of the things that came about at the last minute.
Plus, by using the DeLorean, they could get a whole bunch of free blow for the cast and crew.
Well, hey, listen, he was found not guilty. And one of the most amazing loopholes, and we know that everyone who's not found not guilty is not guilty.
That's right. That's right.
So let's talk about the Johnny Be Good. I know that was an iconic song that actually kind of put that song back in the forefront of music. Was there any difficulty or challenges using that song?
Yeah, Chuck Berry originally had told the producers yes, he was fine with them using the song, and then they went back and forth. Chuck Berry, was wavering on whether or not he wanted the song used in the movie. They didn't actually get a definitive reason why, but they sort of think they know why once they upped the price to $50,000 for the use of the song in the movie, and they think he might have just been holding out for more money.
Well, apparently it worked.
Yeah, and it was great because that song is it's such a, like you said, it sort of re-sparked interest in that song, and I would imagine most people, even myself, probably heard that song for the first time in Back to the Future, and then went back and listened to the Chuck Berry version.
And it was a classic bit in the movie too, when the cousin was on the phone. I think it was Marvin Berry, right?
Yes.
Chuck, it's your cousin Marvin. Marvin Berry.
You know that new sound you're looking for? That is, in that scene, that line was actually done in one take because of the Chuck Berry issue. Actually, they were, they had everything ready to go to film that scene, and it ended up taking so much longer because it took long for them to get Chuck Berry's approval. So they only had time for that actor to do it once. So you're seeing a one take job in that movie.
Wow. Now you must have had so much fun researching this book.
Oh, I did. It was, it's great talking to your heroes, and the people that worked on this film are amazing, not only actors but just filmmakers. I mean, so many people that worked on Back to the Future went on to win Academy Awards for other projects. Kathleen Kennedy is spearheading the new Star Wars sequels that are coming out, and she was one of the producers on Back to the Future. The costume designer recently won an Oscar for Lincoln. Robert Zemeckis won a Best Directing Award for Oscar for Forrest Gump. I mean, so these people were sort of cutting their teeth on the Back to the Future film. So to be able to speak to them about their creative process was just amazing for me. I mean, I think the book is as much for people who love the Back to the Future films as it is for people that just love filmmaking. You really get a good look at what decisions go into making a film.
So real quickly, let's talk about the Back to the Future fashion, because I saw a meme on the internet the other day sort of looking at what they predicted things were going to be like. How close were they? Have you had a chance to look at any of that stuff?
In terms of fashion, I think we're still kind of far off, thankfully.
We're not wearing the double ties yet.
Yeah, I was just going to say double ties and, these shiny reflective jackets and those rainbow-colored hats. I mean, I had a book event a couple weeks ago, and I asked a friend of mine to dress up as Marty McFly. I don't look like Marty McFly at all, so I couldn't pull it off. Although I am a man. I don't pull off a Marty McFly. And so people were as we were walking to the book event, everyone was sort of looking at my friend going, what's up with this guy? And a couple of people were like, you look like the future. And he's like, no, I look like 2015. We're in the future now.
That's right.
Yeah, that's kind of, it's very, with this movie and with Terminator and some of the others that had these iconic dates in the script, and and it's funny to look back and watch those movies now and say, wait, that's not what happened. It's just tickles your funny bone a little bit.
It adds
yeah,
to the humor.
It's funny. I teach high school English is my day job, and we read 1984, and it's always weird for my students to understand that the book was written in the 40s and that it's the future of 1984. They go, yeah, but that's it's the past now. I'm like, come on, kids, come on.
It's now a history book.
So
exactly.
We have just about a minute left. Where can people find your book and follow you?
Well, I'm available. I'm newly on Instagram, so I'll say that one first. I'm on Instagram at Kcaa Gaines. That's CASEENGAINES. I'm on Twitter at the same spot. Facebook, my name is Kcaa Gaines. You can find me and like my page there. Internet, KcaaGaines.com. And the book is available everywhere. So your favorite bookstore, local bookstore, chain retailer, online. If you can't find the book, ask for it and demand that the manager buy it because they can get it.
Well, what a treat to have you on the show today. I can't wait till you write another book. So when you've written another book, please come back and talk to us.
Oh, thank you. It'd be my honor.
So this is On the Brink, the morning show on KCAA AM 1050. We've been talking to Kcaa Gaines about his book, We Don't Need Roads, the making of Back to the Future, the Back to the Future trilogy. I'm Erin Brinker.
And I'm Tobin Brinker.
We have Bill Schwartz in the booth, and we will be right back here on KCAA AM 1050.
Go, Johnny, go, go. Go, Johnny, go, go. Whoa, Johnny, be good.
KCAA is your CNBC news affiliate. We're the station that gets down to business.
There's already been a vote in the 2016 presidential election. Hear who's winning today on Hightower Radio.
Hi, this is Steve Aladort from Rancho Financial with the Mortgage Minute. With property values increasing, this might be the perfect time to do a loan checkup to see if it makes sense to refinance. Do you have an equity line? If your equity line is getting close to 10 years old, your payment is about to fully amortize. Coupled with the certainty that the feds will soon increase short-term rates, there might be a substantial jump in payment on your line of credit. If we combine your current loan, equity line, and possibly even some of your credit debt, there could be a substantial reduction in what you have to pay each month. Do you have VA eligibility? VA will allow 100% cash-out financing. This may be a perfect time to use your eligibility. We can go 85% cash out with FHA or 80% with a standard conventional loan. There are many possible options that could make a huge difference in your monthly payments. That's why you need a loan financial planner to provide you with all of your possible options. Give me a call, Steve Aladort, at 888-563-1070. That's 888-563-1070, or go to loanfinancialplanner.com.
Wet'n'Wild Palm Springs is the one where you get big water park fun. Barefootin' in the sun, barefootin', flow rider barefootin', Wet n Wild barefootin'. Bring your friends and stay all day. Wet n Wild is your place to play barefootin'.
Yeah, you gotta get barefootin' this summer at Wet n Wild. Dive into all the thrills, all the action, all the fun. Take on awesome slides and rides. There's big fun for kids and much more. This summer, we have extended hours, dive-in movies every Friday, and everyone gets free tubes. Plus, save $7 on admission when you buy online or grab discount coupons at area Jack in the Box restaurants. For your best summer ever, it's Wet n Wild.
Slipping, sliding, barefootin', getting soaked barefootin', Wet n Wild barefootin',
Wet n Wild.
Barefootin', Wet n Wild barefootin'.
Wet n Wild. Park open daily.
It's time for the KCAA Community Calendar, brought to you exclusively by Learn for Life, a growing network of public charter schools. The clear mission of Learn for Life is to motivate and mentor students who have dropped out of school and provide them with the personalized education and technical training necessary to advance their lives.
From the KCAA Community Calendar, I'm Mark Westwood. Everyone's talking about the Third Thursdays in San Bernardino. Rediscover the city of San Bernardino Third Thursday Food Truck Fest. Switch up your lunchtime routine. Try the gourmet food trucks every third Thursday from 11:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. at the Court Street parking lot between E and D Streets in downtown San Bernardino. Enjoy delicious, tasty food from the food trucks such as the Slam and Sliders food truck, Farmer's Belly, the Bacon Mania truck, Piaggio on Wheels, or the Greasy Wiener. All kinds of mouth-watering delights, hot off the truck, and plenty to eat. Put an end to dull, boring fast food and truck on over to City Hall in San Bernardino for the third Thursday Food Truck Fest in downtown San Bernardino. For more info, check out Rediscover San Bernardino's Facebook page at facebook.com/SB Third Thursdays. That's SBTHIRD Thursdays. That's a look at the KCAA Community Calendar. I'm Mark Westwood.
KCAA Community Calendar is presented exclusively by Learn for Life, a growing network of public charter schools where students can complete their education on a part-time basis. To find a resource center nearest you, call 1-877-360-LEARN or visit Learn for Life online at learn4life.org. For more local radio every day, tune into KCAA Loma Linda.
Welcome back. I'm Erin Brinker.
And I'm Tobin Brinker.
We are on the Brink, the morning show on KCAA AM 1050. Great interview with Cassine Gaines.
Yeah, he was fun.
He was fun. And when he said he was a high school teacher, I had to say, oh, yeah, I know I like this guy.
Yeah. And it's one of those great movies. I mean, who doesn't love Back to the Future, right?
Yeah, and now it makes me want to go home and watch it.
Yeah. And if you watch it, you got to watch all three.
You got to watch all three. Although, I like the first one. I like the second one. The third one is a little, not as much.
And he turned out to be a guy.
Yeah, oh my God, how embarrassing.
Ever since that Caitlyn Jenner, gosh, gender bending.
No, you know what? I feel so badly because I was looking through the press release that and there most of the time it's very generic. There's no gender pronoun, but at the bottom there was one gender pronoun, and I should have pulled up his website and I didn't. So bad me for my lack of prep. So yeah. Okay. So now that I've taken myself out to the woodshed, lots of good news that we can be talking about. And
there actually was a live and local story I got to drive through this morning over by Green River Road. A car caught on fire and went into the ditch and set the whole hillside on fire.
No. Where was this?
Yes. This is over by Green River Road off the 91.
Oh, my goodness.
That's eastbound there.
Oh, yeah, and it's never crowded there. There's no traffic at Green River.
I've seen that area burn, though, so many times. I mean, I've been through there when those hills are burning.
The brush is really dry, and they had a lot of... You'll see it on the news tonight. They had a bunch of news trucks out there.
Oh, those poor morning commuters. I feel bad. I hope the guy was okay in his car.
Yeah, both of them got away, and nobody really got hurt, but they still had 2 lanes of traffic going open, but they had 2 lanes shut down. So at least traffic was flowing.
Wow, which is that's saying a lot for Green River Road. For anybody who's not been down the 91 during rush hour, which is all the time for the 91, that area is particularly bottlenecked.
Yeah, I came through that way yesterday. I left the beach. I was at the beach yesterday. I came through about 3:30, and it took me about an hour. It took me from 3:30 to 4:30 to get through that big bottleneck through the 91 through Corona. It's terrible. Terrible.
Yep. And there are people who do that every day.
Yep.
That's why they listen to talk radio, because we keep them interested and focused on something else besides the taillights in their windshield.
That's right. Es verdad.
What?
It is truthful, ma'am.
Oh. So I have to talk about this story. They're still doing. People are still looking for Nazis. They, these men are many of them in their 90s. And yesterday they had the Oscar Groening was sentenced to 4 years. A 94-year-old German man who worked as a bookkeeper at Auschwitz was convicted on July 15th of being an accessory to the murder of 300,000. Of course, I said it's yesterday. They're hours ahead of us. They're 8 hours ahead of us or 9 hours ahead of us. Oscar Groening has always said said he was a cog in the Nazi killing machine. He'd been 21 years old when he was employed as a bookkeeper at the notorious concentration camp Auschwitz, responsible for cataloging the cash and valuables pulled from the luggage of newly arrived prisoners. If you can describe that as guilt, then I am guilty, but not voluntarily. Legally speaking, I am innocent, he told Der Spiegel in 2005. But on Tuesday, 3 months into the trial, at which he stood accused of being an accessory to 300,000 murders, the now 94-year-old Groening appeared to have a change of heart. Prosecutor Cornelius Nestler said the Auschwitz was a place where you could not simply take part. I agree with that, he said. I sincerely regret that I did not recognize that earlier. I'm truly sorry. The German judge overseeing his case seemed to agree. On Wednesday morning, Groening was found guilty and sentenced to 4 years in prison, 6 months more than prosecutors had asked for. And this is according to Deutsche Welle. Throughout the trial, Groening had been brutally forthright about what he witnessed and took part in during his time at Auschwitz between May and July 1944. He told the courtroom of his first day on the ramp where Jewish prisoners were herded off the transport trains, according to Reuters. An SS colleague grabbed a crying baby and slammed its head against a truck until it was silent. He said he was so shaken. He said, I don't find what he did good at all, Groening said. So, and I think it's important to say, tell these stories because people are being brought to justice no matter how many years it's been.
And what's interesting is they have a picture of him here when he was that young SS officer at Auschwitz, and he looks like such a little baby. I mean, he's such a young man, and now he's in his 90s. And, you know, when you look at that picture of this, what looks like a young, innocent kid, and then you hear the stories of what went on and what he participated in, it just blows your mind that people could be so twisted to do these things.
Yep.
And truly evil walked our earth at that time.
The conviction of Oscar Groening for his actions sent an unequivocal message that although he may not have led or directly participated in the atrocities at Auschwitz, he was clearly an accessory to the crimes perpetrated by the Nazis. And he was.
Yeah.
You know, if more people, you know, everybody says, you know, that they were victims, that they were captive, and to some extent that's true. However, if everyone had a conscience, then the Nazis couldn't have done what they did.
Yeah.
Because no matter how many Nazis there were still more Germans who could have stood up to the Nazis, and they didn't.
Yeah.
And they didn't.
Yeah.
And especially somebody who knew exactly. He couldn't rationalize it. He couldn't pretend it didn't happen. You know, he knew what was going on.
He kept the books. He knew what was going down. He's the one who had to write it down.
Yeah.
And keep account.
Exactly. Well, it's time let's roll to another break here right now. Can we do that, Bill?
We can.
Let's do that because we have a great guest coming up after the break. I'm Aaron Brinker.
I'm Tobin Brinker.
We are on The Brink, the morning show on KCAA AM 1050. We'll be right back.
KCAA is your CNBC News affiliate. We're the station that gets down to business.
California headline news with the arrest of Matthew Mueller in the bizarre kidnapping of 29-year-old Denise Huskins. The attorney for Huskins is calling on Vallejo police to issue an apology, but they say it was not a mistake to call it a hoax.
I don't think so based on some of the evidence that we had at the time. I'd be revealing details of the investigation if I elaborated on that.
More and more drivers here in California breaking the law when it comes to cell phone use. A new study from the Office of Traffic Safety finding nearly 1 in 10 motorists using their cell phone while driving.
We have other surveys where we talk to people that show a lot of people are giving up their cell phones when they drive, but it's this last 10% that can't be convinced that what they're doing is dangerous.
That's spokesman Chris Cochran, and there are fears that drought here in California could cause more cases of West Nile virus this year. The drought causing bodies of water to stop moving and form puddles, resulting in more mosquitoes which transmit the illness. Geico weather sunny and warm today, no rain in the forecast. I'm John Gilliland. This is California Headline News.
2 days ago, Jeff McDonald posted the following. Just watch the sunrise from above the clouds. So stoked. Jeff got 19 likes and 7 comments. Not bad, Jeff. Geico has a comment to add that may make you even more stoked. In just 15 minutes, you could save hundreds of dollars on car insurance by switching to Geico. And if that doesn't put your head above the clouds, you'll have the extra money to scale a peak that will. Hashtag on cloud 9, hashtag savings.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Right now,
You may be thinking about your iron. You definitely unplugged it. You ironed your shirt, then pulled the plug. You're sure of it. 92% sure. Well, cut it out. Because what you should be thinking about is switching to Geico and saving hundreds of dollars on car insurance. They have 24/7 access to help answer any of your questions. Okay, now go back to thinking about the iron. Was the little red light on or off?
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com today.
From the KCAA Weather Center, I'm Ron Pritchard for this morning. We've got sunny skies on a high near 89. Tonight, mostly clear, low near 59. Sunny and a high near 91 on Thursday. Thursday night, mostly clear with a low near 61. Sunny and a high near 93 on Friday. Friday night, partly cloudy, a low near 70. Saturday, a chance of showers and thunderstorms, partly sunny and a high near 87. Saturday night, chance of showers and thunderstorms, mostly cloudy, a low near 70. Sunday, a chance of showers and thunderstorms, partly sunny, a high near 92. Sunday night, a chance of showers and thunderstorms, partly cloudy skies, a low near 70. Mostly sunny on Monday with a high near 90, partly cloudy Monday night with a low near 67. That's your weather forecast for this hour from the station that leaves no listener behind, NBC News Radio, AM 1050 KCAA.
Market Wrap with Mo Ansari is your daily source for financial news and analysis. With over 30 years of trading experience, Mo shares his thoughts on the markets, answers your financial questions, and features guest experts from around the world covering a variety of investment topics. Visit marketwrapwithmo.com for more info about the show and listen to Market Wrap with Mo Ansari. Weekdays at 5 p.m. on KCAA 1050 AM, the station that leaves no listener behind.
It's time for the KCAA Community Calendar, brought to you exclusively by Learn for Life, a growing network of public charter schools. The clear mission of Learn for Life is to motivate and mentor students who have dropped out of school and provide them with the personalized education and technical training necessary to advance their lives.
Here's a look at the community calendar. I'm Successful Brim. The Edward Dean Museum is happy to announce another new Sherlock Holmes-inspired mystery dinner theater performed by the Actors Forum. Sherlock Holmes and his recently empowered landlady, Mrs. Hudson, are called to a foreboding country estate to investigate a violent murder. The suspects include 2 women, a young boy, and a ghost. Tickets are $50 and includes appetizers, dinner, dessert, and of course the thrilling performance of the loosely based Turn of the Screw by Henry James. Reservations must be made as there is limited seating per performance. There will be 2 performances, Saturday, July 18th and Friday, July 24th. The time is 5 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Please contact the Edward Dean Museum to reserve your space today. 951-845-2626 or visit edwarddeanmuseum.org. Again, 951-845-2626 or visit edwarddeanmuseum.org. And that's a look at the community calendar on KCAA 1050 AM.
The KCAA Community Calendar is presented exclusively by Learn for Life, a growing network of public charter schools where students can complete their education on a part-time basis. To find a resource center nearest you, call 1-877-360-LEARN or visit Learn for Life online at learn4life.org.
Welcome back. I'm Erin Brinker.
And I'm Tobin Brinker.
And we are on the Brink, the morning show on KCAA AM 1050. And I'm so excited to welcome to the show Mandy Smith. She is the author of Cabin Fever, The Sizzling Secrets of a Virgin Airlines Flight Attendant. Mandy Smith worked in the office of the engineering department for Virgin Atlantic before she took to the skies for a 12-year career jetting around the world. She lives in West Sussex with her husband and daughter. Mandy, welcome to the show.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good, thank you.
So tell us about your time at Virgin Atlantic Airlines.
Oh, it was wonderful. I've really enjoyed working at Virgin, and I think that it really shows that I just moved departments whenever I wanted to do something different. As I was in about 2 or 3 different departments in engineering, and then when I went over to cabin crew, I was in 3 different cabins there, and then when I left flying, I also ended up going onto the ground and being a PA there. So it's such a good company to work for. It's difficult to leave.
So how long were you there?
In total, I think about 15 or 16 years, since 1996.
Wow. So tell us, what was it like? I mean, Richard Branson is such an icon. I mean, he is typifies the jet-setting lifestyle. Is it what you might think you have this idea of what it's like to work there?
I think so. I would like to, I'd like to say that we're all at the forefront of innovation at Virgin, and they do have this young and vibrant image, and it was that kind of family atmosphere when you were there. So it was very nice. Yeah.
So I know that you went to exotic locations and probably had to deal with everything under the sun, from crying babies to people being sick. Tell us what that was like.
Well, I definitely had to deal with people being sick, and I didn't really mind the crying babies, because that's kind of our job, to see what's wrong with them, because we are medically trained as well as cabin crew. And we used to try and make sure that, I personally used to go and see to the babies and give the mom a break and just give them a little cuddle, and sometimes just the calming demeanour of the cabin crew would calm the babies down a little bit, because obviously they can pick up on if their mom and dad are nervous flyers or not, And it was always nice to meet lots of different people. I think that was a great aspect of the job, that you're out there and no 2 days are ever the same.
So I gotta ask, the subtitle for your book is "The Sizzling Secrets of Virgin Airlines." Can you tell us some sizzling secrets?
Yes, I guess so. I mean, they're in there. They're in the book. There's no hiding from them now. But there's so many things that have happened over the years. Because obviously we used to do 7-night trips, so 7 nights in Cape Town, 7 nights in St. Lucia, and 5-night Vegas. So we would constantly be, at a loss for things to do, and generally when it's raining in the Caribbean, there's not much else to do, so we tend to have room parties.
Mm-hmm.
And generally the room parties would last a day or so, depending on how long the trip was, and you'd end up having a lot to drink, and you'd party on the beach, and a lot of skinny dipping, and running around naked a lot was a lot of. There's not many passengers. There's not many customers in the hotel other than us, unfortunately. And in the off-peak season, there's just the cabin crew and the hotel staff. So I think the hotel staff used to get a little bit bored of us, and we did actually get told off. When we did our in-flight briefing, we used to get one-liners that were quite official, that come from the head office. They say, no longer to do this, and you have to wear your ground shoes, and you have to do this. But one of the one-liners when we went in one day was that we were no longer allowed to run naked through the foyer of the Barbados Hotel.
That's fantastic.
Shame on you. Shame on you.
When I heard that, I did giggle and look at my shoes, because I thought, I know who that was.
So did you ever meet Sir Richard Branson?
Yes, more so at the beginning of my career, because he was, I guess in 1996 when I first started, it was a younger company, it was a smaller company, and Richard had a little bit more to do with the company then. But so we used to see him in the bar, because we had a bar in the foyer at work. And he would always be there buying everyone drinks and being his same generous self. And yeah, he was very approachable and such a generous boss. We used to get bottles of champagne. Bearing in mind there's thousands of staff, all of us used to get a bottle of champagne for Christmas presents. And one year we all got given a mobile phone each.
Oh, wow.
That's a nice gift.
It's just things like that. It really makes it a lovely company to work for, because you have that family atmosphere.
So what was your favorite place? What was your favorite trip? Did you like Johannesburg? You mentioned St. Lucia. What was your favorite?
Yeah. My favorite, do you know what? It's funny, because I haven't mentioned it much in the book. Cape Town in South Africa is just the most amazing place ever. It's got everything you'd need. It's I guess people. I took my mum on a 7-night trip there once, and she was quite shocked, because I think she'd expected it to be quite third world, but it's quite continental, and it's very European, and it's in the way it looks, and also it's the shopping's amazing, and they're at the forefront of most of the medical boundaries with with any hospitals and things like that. So if you ever had an accident, you'd be fine there. But there was just mountains and beaches, and the Stellenbosch, their wine area, is just beautiful beyond belief, and it's just the most amazing food there as well, because the seafood and their steak was just superb.
Now, I've heard that Johannesburg can be fairly dangerous. Is Cape Town not the same way?
I'd probably walk around a bit more in Cape Town, and I have done. I've walked up the road in Cape Town from the hotel to a restaurant, but I would never do that in Johannesburg, no. Even when you're driving in Johannesburg as a lady, you're allowed to go through a red light. You don't have to stop.
Are you serious?
In the nighttime.
Wow.
Yeah, because it's quite dangerous.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
it's funny because I was chatting to a friend of mine who'd visited, and her and her husband had hired a car, and they'd driven up to, the Sun City, up in the valleys and up in the mountains, and basically they had got their car taken off them by some bandits, and they'd basically flagged another car down to help rescue them because all of their belongings were taken in the car.
Wow.
And when they described the guy that had taken their car to the other guy, he went, "Oh, I know who that is. I'll go and get it back for you."
Oh, my goodness. Well, I know that we're out of
It's just
time.
like, it's normal.
Oh, I'm so
Okay.
sorry. I'm so sorry. I know we're out of time. I know that you have a heart out. Let everybody know how they can follow you and find your book. Where can they find your book?
I'm on Twitter at Cabin Fever Book, and also I have a Facebook page as well, which is just on Facebook at Cabin Fever. But it'd be lovely to hear from you. I've heard from a lot of people, and it's nice to chat.
Well, it's been a delight having you on the show today. Thank you so much for coming on and joining us. I know you're very busy, and we appreciate the time that you were with us. Thank you. So we've been talking to Mandy Smith, the author of Cabin Fever, The Sizzling Secrets of a Virgin Airlines Flight Attendant. What a fun book. You need to go out and get this book. I'm Erin Brinker.
I'm Tobin Brinker.
We got Bill Schwartz in the booth. We are on KCAA AM 1050. We'll be right back.
For more local radio every day, tune into KCAA Loma Linda.
When Wild Palm Springs is the one where you get big water park fun, barefooting in the sun, barefooting, flow rider barefooting, wet and wild barefooting. Bring your friends and stay all day. Wet and Wild is your place to play barefooting.
Yeah, you gotta get barefooting this summer at Wet and Wild. Dive into all the thrills, all the action, all the fun. Take on awesome slides and rides. There's big fun for kids and much more. This summer, we have extended hours, dive-in movies every Friday, and everyone gets free tubes. Plus, save $7 on admission when you buy online or grab discount coupons at area Jack in the Box restaurants. For your best summer ever, it's Wet and Wild.
Slipping, sliding barefooting, getting soaked barefooting, wet and wild barefooting.
Wet and Wild.
Barefooting. Wet and Wild barefooting.
Wet and Wild. Park open daily.
As the markets continue higher and experts continue to call for a correction, how should you invest? Do you buy now, hoping for higher highs, or wait for a pullback and hope it's not the beginning of a major correction? Do you sell now before the markets correct, or hold on for even bigger gains? Hello, I'm Mo Ansari, host of Market Wrap and president of Compact Asset Management. At Compact, we believe proactive management is the key to successful investing. We start by developing an investment portfolio that fits your needs and risk tolerance. Then we continue to analyze the markets and your portfolio, making adjustments as market conditions and your lifestyle change. If you're fearful about your investments or unsure which way to turn, call me, Mo Ansari, at 1-800-388-9700, and let's work together to get the most out of these markets, no matter where they're headed. Call 1-800-388-9700, 1-800-388-9700.
Compact Asset Management is a registered investment advisor, funds custodian, Fidelity Institutional Wealth Services, member FINRA, SIPC.
Like to spend a few days in another world?
Then write this down. Golden Bear Cottages, Big Bear Lake. Now, listen, this is not some corporate-owned operation. It's family-owned and operated by some real nice people. Unique? Oh, you bet. Golden Bear Cottages features 28 one-of-a-kind cabins on a 5-acre historic site. Great for families, couples, and groups. And cabins are available with 1 to 7 bedrooms. Golden Bear Cottages is just a stone's throw from Big Bear Lake and super close to 3 great ski areas. Now, I could go on all day about Golden Bear Cottages in Big Bear, but to see everything, just go to goldenbear.net. Again, goldenbear.net. Golden Bear Cottages in Big Bear. Clean, comfortable, and affordable. Check them out. goldenbear.net.
It's time for the KCAA Community Calendar, brought to you exclusively by Learn for Life, a growing network of public charter schools. The clear mission of Learn for Life is to motivate and mentor students who have dropped out of school and provide them with the personalized education and technical training necessary to advance their lives.
Here's a look at the KCAA Community Calendar. I'm Di Rice. Time for Change Foundation is working hard on their Champ 47 outreach campaign. Champ 47 stands for Creating Healthy Alternatives, Mobilizing Prop 47. The mission of this campaign is to get the word out that certain felonies can be reduced to misdemeanors through a simple process. TFCF is offering a free felony reduction clinic that will take place Saturday, July 25th from 9 a.m. until 3 p.m. at the Way World Outreach Mission located at 1001 North Arrowhead Avenue in San Bernardino. Champ 47 is a result of the passage of Proposition 47, the Safe Neighborhoods and Schools Act, which was approved by voters in last November's election. The Champ 47 campaign will help improve health and safety in our community, which has been decimated by mass incarceration. It will also help rebuild families by removing underlying barriers to employment and allowing access to healthcare and education in San Bernardino. For more information, go to timeforchangefoundation.org or call Nicole Wolf at 909-886-2994. 909-886-2994. That's a look at the community calendar on KCAA.
The KCAA Community Calendar is presented exclusively by Learn for Life, a growing network of public charter schools where students can complete their education on a part-time basis. To find a resource center nearest you, call 1-877-360-LEARN or visit Learn for Life online at learn4life.org. 1050 a.m. Don't forget that number. And for you young people who got here by accidentally fat-fingering your FM band selector, we're an AM radio station, and AM refers to more than just the time of day.
Welcome back. I'm Erin Brinker. I almost said good morning. Well, good morning again. I'm Erin Brinker.
I'm Tobin Brinker.
And we are on the Brink, the morning show on KCAA AM 1050. Got Bill Schwartz in the booth.
Good morning.
Playing the Joan Jett.
So Erin, this morning California woke up and there's more poor people.
Really?
Yeah. They changed the way they count the numbers.
Is that what they did?
That's what they did.
I got 2 dimes in my pocket. Do I count?
I know.
You count. Hey,
can you rub them together?
Absolutely.
Hey, if you can rub them together, then you're fine, buddy. Some people don't have that second dime to rub with the first one, so
consider myself fortunate.
Stop complaining. Stop complaining. No, there's a new study out that says that nearly a third of California households are struggling. They're in poverty. They struggle each month just to meet basic needs, largely because of the state's high cost of living. This is a new study by the United Way of California, and the study relies on what the organization calls a real cost measure that goes well beyond the Census Bureau's official poverty measure, which dates back to the early 1960s and pegs California's rate at just half of what the United Way study found. So we've, according to this new study, it's more than doubled. Poverty's more than doubled.
And those gas prices sure are helping out.
Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Don't get me started on gas prices. We'll be here all day. The organization's methodology is, however, similar in thrust to an alternative poverty measure that includes all forms of income and is adjusted for cost of living. By that measure, nearly a quarter of California's 39 million residents are living in poverty. The United Way study is centered on a household budget composed of costs all families must address, such as food, housing, transportation, child care, out-of-pocket health expenses, and taxes. While overall, by that method, 31% of California families lack income adequate to meet their basic needs, the rates vary widely by ethnic group and locale. According to the study, over half of all Latino families fall under the United Way's poverty measure, as well as 40% of black families. White families and Asian American households are better off. White families are about 20% poverty. Asian American is about 28%. Geographically, poverty rates range from a high of 80% in inner city Los Angeles to as low as 9% in the suburban Contra Costa County. And the study identifies housing costs as the major factor, and then they list some of the crazy housing costs that we see in California, which has a major impact. I mean, if you can't afford rent or a mortgage, then you're in a tough spot.
In Marin, the rents of a 2-bedroom housing unit is $1,905 a month. That's a rent.
Wow.
That's rent. In Modoc County, it's $584 a month, which obviously is substantially less.
Yeah.
And I actually think that this is a better measure because if you just look at poverty across the board, the cost of living in California is significantly higher than it is in Paducah or Peoria.
The price of gas.
And not only the price of gas, but the
Yeah.
rent and food and everything else.
Even if you've got work, you can't afford to drive to it.
Exactly.
And the rent, I myself, in 12 years, my landlord jacked the rent. She was going for number 13.
Wow.
Wow.
I mean, every year she wanted a rent increase. I just said, wait a minute, what's going on here?
Well, in the neighborhoods that some of my students come from, it's not uncommon to see multiple families sharing a home. And we see this oftentimes with immigrant families, but it's not just immigrant families. It's just folks trying to survive.
Yep.
And you'll see the aunts, the uncles, the cousins, the nieces, and everyone's kind of jammed together in one house to try to cut down those expenses.
Well, that's kind of what happened because I noticed the apartments next to me, they would have 3 and 4 people, and here I am, a single guy in a 1-bedroom apartment, and I'm going, well, I can't compete because the landlord can make more money if she stuffs more bodies into a 1-bedroom apartment.
Exactly. I actually met a young woman who was from, believe it or not, she was from Orange County. And I know Inland Empire tends to think all of Orange County is wealthy, and that's not true. And she, in her 2-bedroom apartment, there were 17 people.
Wow.
And when she was growing up. And so, that's like clown car level of population density in that little apartment.
Yeah. Well, one of, in my past life, I was a politician, as some of you may know, and I served on the city council. And one of the issues that I dealt with in the ward that I represented was mobile home parks. And the mobile home parks have a rent control ordinance. And so folks who had been there for a long time had really low rents. And so this was a good deal for them and some of the elderly folks that were in there. But they were being pressured by practices by some of the mobile home park management companies that were trying to push them out so they could get people in that would pay higher rents.
Have you heard about the latest investment scheme where buying up mobile home parks and then immediately jacking up the rents? It's now de rigueur?
Yes. Yes. Well, we have a mobile home park board that had to approve any kind of changes like that. And the meetings for those sometimes were extremely just intensely argued. I mean, the people who would show up and share their stories, and it broke my heart. And I actually helped one lady who went through some pretty egregious behavior to fill out the forms to get a grand jury investigation. Now, the grand jury never went and looked at it, but I wanted to make sure that her complaint was getting to the right people because, what was happening was not right. I mean, some of these folks, they're elderly people, and they're being intimidated by these parks who frankly just want to make more money because they can. I mean, look what's happened to rents around here,
Yes.
Because they can.
Because they can. It's actually rent. People are not, I think because of what happened with the housing market just 10 years ago, or 8 years ago, people are really reticent to buy homes. And so rents, or they can't buy homes. And rents are therefore very, very high. Now, homes are selling. I don't want to say that the housing market isn't selling. Homes are selling, but a lot of people nationwide are renting, and millennials specifically, because they're spending all their money paying off their student loans.
There there was a lot of folks in that downturn that ended up going bankrupt or walking away from mortgages, and now that's on their credit history, so they won't be able to buy again. And so they're stuck in a rental market that is oversaturated and having to pay these high rents. It was a lose-lose for these folks. I mean, they got screwed when they tried to buy their house. And,
coming and going.
Well, you tell people back in other states what you're paying for rent here, and you go, we could buy a mansion for that out here.
Okay, so where our son is moving in West Virginia, which is absolutely beautiful. People go, oh, West Virginia. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It is about 3 hours from Columbus, Ohio. It's about an hour and a half south of Pittsburgh. It's in the hills. For him to buy a home that's the size of ours, which, it's pretty average middle-class house, he could do it for $69,000. You can't buy a shoebox size home for $69,000 in anywhere in California.
Or a hall closet.
Yeah. Okay, maybe out in the middle of the desert somewhere, but yeah.
You pay 3 to 4 times more than that for a house here, depending on what neighborhood it was in.
Yep. So we are out of time. It's 6:59. I'm Erin Brinker.
I'm Tobin Brinker.
We got Bill DeSchwartz in the booth. Sure enjoyed spending Wednesday with you. We are on the Brink, the morning show on KCAA AM 1050. Have a great day, everybody.
This is KCAA Loma Linda, the station that leaves no listener behind. CNBC News is next, a courtesy of buysellmakeoffer.com, where you can post a video about items you have for sale. Sign up now. It's free.
I'm Chris Maurer, CNBC Business Radio. Traders will be keeping a close eye on Greece today. The parliament there is ready to vote on a bailout deal that could keep the country from financial ruin and prevent it from exiting the Eurozone. A merger in the biotech business, Celgene is buying smaller rival Receptos for more than $7 billion. The deal will give Celgene a potential multi-billion-dollar drug in late-stage development for inflammatory bowel disease and multiple sclerosis. Fewer Americans were taking out home loans last week. The Mortgage Bankers Association says they dropped nearly 2% as loan rates rose slightly. And it's not Black Friday or Cyber Monday, but Prime Wednesday. Amazon is celebrating its 20th birthday by rolling out big savings today exclusively for its Prime members. Not to be outdone, Walmart is holding its own online sale. Chris Maurer, CNBC Business Radio.
We were rolling down this road in
Anbar Province.
All of a sudden
There's a huge explosion.
We knew right away.
It was an IED.
Then we started taking sniper fire
and RPGs from the hills.
Today's servicewomen face the same combat dangers as men.
It's pretty amazing.
We made it out alive.
But at home, women veterans face different challenges. DAV understands this and fights to get women veterans the health, disability, and financial benefits they were promised. Visit DAV.org for free help.
Overturned truck blocking the carpool lane, freeway construction slowing everything down. I travel for work. News like that used to ruin my whole day until I discovered Citrix GoToMeeting. With GoToMeeting, I can meet from anywhere using my computer, tablet, or smartphone. And with HD video, I simply turn on my webcam and it's like being in the same room, which means I can stay productive no matter how bad the traffic gets.
Visit GoToMeeting.com and start our free 30-day trial. That's GoToMeeting.com.
KCAA, where every day is a great day. KCAA, Loma Linda.
Good morning, it's 7:02. I'm Bill Schwartz with your traffic and weather. Going to be warm and sunny today. LA and Orange County, they're going to see morning fog, temps in the low 80s, and valleys in the IE, we're going to be in the 90s. Beaches, they're going to have morning clouds, and they'll only be up in the mid-70s. Currently, it's 65 degrees. Looking at your morning drive, it looks like Chino has stop-and-go traffic. That's on the 60, westbound between Ramona Avenue and the 57 Orange Freeway. And in Corona, 2 lanes are closed because of that brush fire there, because of a car wreck. That would be on the 91 eastbound before Green River Road. That's traffic and weather. It's brought to you by Unbound. At Unbound, they don't see poverty, they see potential. That's just one way Unbound is different. Learn more at unbound.org.
So you've moved and you've got a lot of things you don't need anymore. Where are you going to turn? Nope, not them. But a new, cool, and innovative way to sell your unwanted stuff online waiting for you at buysellmakeoffer.com. Buy, Sell, Make Offer is exactly what you do. There are positively no fees whatsoever, but there are 4 different monthly memberships to choose from. Skype is available with each. So cool.
Yep.
And there's a 60-day free trial membership to launch your very own store online. Buysellmakeoffer.com could be the next big thing.
Oh, yeah.
Good news is it's already here. Sign up today. Go to buysellmakeoffer.com right now and see what the buzz is all about.
Hi, this is Steve Aladort from Rancho Financial with the Mortgage Minute. This may be the perfect time to move forward with a new purchase. The feds have not yet increased short-term rates. When they do, we expect both rates and property values to increase. Today, you have an opportunity to qualify for a lower payment and more home than potentially even just a few months down the road. If you have VA eligibility, we can do up to 100% financing. We have loans with as little as 3.5% down, less than 20% down without mortgage insurance. Turned down because you can't qualify with your tax returns? We have special programs that we can use your assets to qualify you, and we have just come out with a bank statement program. If you can't qualify with your tax returns but can show income through your bank statements, we might have a loan program just for you. There are many possible options that can make a huge difference in your monthly payments. That's why you need a loan financial planner. Give me a call, Steve Aladort, at 888-563-1070. That's 888-563-1070, or go to loanfinancialplanner.com.
When Wild Palm Springs is the one where you get big water park fun barefooting. In the sun barefooting. Flow rider barefooting. Wet and wild barefooting. Bring your friends and stay all day. Wet and Wild is your place to play barefooting.
Yeah, you gotta get barefooting this summer at Wet and Wild. Dive into all the thrills, all the action, all the fun. Take on awesome slides and rides. There's big fun for kids and much more. This summer, we have extended hours, dive-in movies every Friday, and everyone gets free tubes. Plus, save $7 on admission when you buy online or grab discount coupons at area Jack in the Box restaurants. For your best summer ever, it's Wet and Wild.
Slipping, sliding barefooting. Getting soaked barefooting. Wet and Wild barefooting.
Wet and Wild.
Barefooting. Wet and Wild barefooting.
Wet and Wild. Park open daily.
Down to Earth Talk, a show designed to inspire, encourage, build, and bring laughter to listeners. Down to Earth Talk, where we take everyday topics and issues and put them into practical, down-to-earth terms. Topics include relationships, parenting, finances, sports, and entertainment. That's Down to Earth Talk, Saturdays 5:30 p.m. right here on Kcaa 1050 a.m.
Kcaa.
He has been a professional money manager for the last 18 years. He is a regular contributor to the Fox Business Channel and Bloomberg Radio. In addition to this, he is a regular contributor to TheStreet.com and MarketWatch.com. Now he's live here on the Wall Street Business Network. Here is Bill Gunderson.
And welcome to the July the 15th live edition of the Best Stocks Now Radio Hour with professional money manager Bill Gunderson, president of Gunderson Capital Management in San Diego, California. Boy, I heard the fire engines when I woke up this morning, one after another. It ended up we have a tourist attraction here in San Diego called the USS Midway. It's an aircraft carrier from the Vietnam era that's parked at the Embarcadero, and quite a tourist attraction. I guess there was a fire on the Midway, a fire in the hole, down deep in the recesses. And I think every fire engine in San Diego was there. And, I had to go see what was going on. So anyways, let's see if there's a fire in the market today. Not really. It's pretty cool here. The Dow is down 7 points right now, but we've had a few good days here in a row. The Dow is at 18,046. We're back above that 18,000 level. That's good to see. The S&P 500 is up a point. Better than being down a point. It's at 2,110. The Nasdaq's where the action is. Another deal in the biotech industry involving a stock that we own here at Gunderson Capital Management in the aggressive growth account, which I'll talk about in a bit. The NASDAQ is up 17 points right now to 5,121. That's 1/3%. The NASDAQ's had a pretty good run here recently. Crude oil, 54.09. That seems like that's a little bit higher than where we have been. We were down in the low 50s, moving back towards the mid 50s. I still have no exposure other than a few refiners. I have no exposure to the energy patch. Gold is at 1147. I have no exposure there. The euro dropping 109.6, 10-year yield 2.40. So welcome to the Best Stocks Now radio hour with Bill Gunderson, president of Gunderson Capital Management in San Diego, California. Well, the Greek situation, not over yet. You know what? It's never over. It's been going on for a long, long time, but at least it seems like there is an agreement, but the Greek parliament still has to approve it. Here's one thing you should never say. The Greece situation has been resolved, because I've heard that said now for the last 5 years, and no, it has not been resolved. It's a saga that continues. But at least if we can get the Greek parliament to come on board and the people to accept their fate, that they're going to have higher taxes and they're going to get a lower pension and they're going to pay a 23% sales tax and not going to be able to retire at such an early age, then it's put to bed for now until the next time they run out of money, which should be in about 4, 5, 6 months, something like that. There's a deal in the biotech industry, and it involves a stock that we own at Gunderson Capital Management. It's actually a San Diego company. Hey, how come one of my buddies didn't tell me, hey, Bill, there's this company going public. You can buy in at $1 a share. No, nobody told me, but I did buy in. I bought in for my clients a couple of times in this stock, and it's been one of my biggest winners. Receptos, which is the inflammatory bowel disease stock. Now, I suppose if a friend would have come up to me and said, hey, Bill, I got a hot stock for you, and if I had said, what do they do? And he would have said, well, they work on inflammatory bowel disease, maybe I would have lost interest. I don't know, but that does impact a lot of people out there, and Receptos is being bought out. If Receptos accepts the bid, they're being bought out by not Amgen. They're being bought out by Celgene, CELG, which is another biotech that's been a pretty good one over the years. We have Miss Yellen flapping her lips again today. That's going to impact the market. So what are they expecting to hear? They're expecting to hear that at some point later this year, the Fed will hike interest rates. And, of course, the market's already been taking interest rates higher in anticipation of that. What's the most important news right now? It's these companies that are reporting earnings. There's going to be 40 this week. We've had about 4 or 5 so far. We've had several more today. I see nothing yet here that would make me lower my forecast for the S&P 500 next year, at least not yet. PNC Financial beats by 12 cents. Bank of America beats by 5 cents. BlackRock beats by 16 cents. So the beat goes on. So-called beat. Every company that's reported of any significance so far, I've seen them beat or meet earnings estimates. But it's still very, very early in the game. There's 500 companies at the S&P 500 that will eventually report. Maybe we have about 10 that have reported so far. And in this week's newsletter, I'll update once again where my numbers are at for this year and next year and how they compare with last year and the year before that, because as long as earnings continue to grow, the stock market is going to continue to grow. That's been true for the last 6+ years. Talking about growth, China reports in that they're growing at 7% per year. You know, I wonder if they just pull that number out of the air. I wonder how accurate those numbers are. I don't know. It seems like it's been 7% for as long as I can remember. Before that, it was 10% for as long as I can remember. But they're saying that their GDP is continuing to grow by 7% per year. By contrast, Our government today lowered economic growth forecast to 2%. We're expected to grow by 2% this year. So China obviously growing much faster than the U.S., but that market has become so irrational that I've found it best, I think it's best to just step aside. Let it settle down. Here's another problem with the Chinese stocks and the China market. Even though there's a lot of single-digit PE ratios, contrary to what you hear on TV, they're not trading at nosebleed PE ratios. Instead, I find them way down at the other end of the spectrum, really reasonable. But here's a problem with the Chinese stocks. They're very illiquid. Okay, so let me just give you an example here. IBM. Do you know that IBM has got about 70% institutional ownership? These are pension funds, mutual funds, big money management firms. You know, they have pretty firm hands on these stocks. They're not whipping in and out of them and trading them like you are at home. But those Chinese stocks, they have 2 or 3% institutional participation. So they're being flailed about by individual hands, which are very weak hands. And they're much more prone to panic. They're much more prone to greed, and that pendulum can swing widely back and forth from greed to panic very quickly when there aren't stronger hands holding those stocks. Those stocks are mostly held by Chinese individuals who the Chinese government is telling them to buy Chinese stocks, be patriotic and buy Chinese stocks. Hey, I wonder if the Premier of China has a fiduciary responsibility to the Chinese people like I do when he says that. Take money out of your home, he says, and buy Chinese stocks. He must own a lot of Chinese stocks or futures options or something. So I think it's just best to step aside right now. Here's another story I saw today. This is a trend in my industry. BlackRock beats earnings as money flows out of low-fee funds into higher-fee fund products. Don't you think that these big wirehouse firms want your money to flow out of those low-fee products into higher-fee products that they've developed to entice you in like a spider web? Of course they do. How do they increase their earnings? By pulling more money out of your pocket. That's why you see all kinds of products being developed like mortgage-backed securities packaged together and sold to the public. What are they made up of? Low-quality home loans, which blew up in everybody's face. So I'd be careful of high-fee products. And I would ask myself, why is my broker trying to move me? Sometimes these brokerage houses are in the moving business, moving you from low-fee products to higher-fee products. So just something to be careful of. They actually admit it. Oh, we beat earnings this quarter because we moved a lot of people from low-fee products to higher-fee products. Don't forget, too, they're the guys that are hiring the robots to manage your money. So anyways, it's all up to you. You've got to do your own homework. We're going to come back, talk about a few individual stocks here. Examples of best stocks now. This is Bill Gunderson. We'll be right back.
This is KCAA.
Is your IRA being managed by a robot? Does a nameless, faceless computer program make automatic decisions about what to do with your hard-earned money? Perhaps your employer conveniently invested your retirement with a supercomputer mega big box warehouse brokerage firm, and now you're simply thought of as just another number in a vast sea of millions. This is Rob Sanford for Gunderson Capital Management, and I'm here to testify that Bill Gunderson is no robot. I've seen him. Bill is in the office every single day from bell to bell, personally and actively managing the accounts of every single client. He never leaves the helm or turns over the wheelhouse to some junior trainee or office deckhand. He's the skipper. His decisions are thorough, well thought out, researched, and conducted with great care. So give Gunderson Capital Management a call at 855-611-BEST. If you're driving right now and can't write it down, just search Bill Gunderson on the web when you get home. So say goodbye to the robot and shake hands with Bill Gunderson today.
What are the leading asset classes in the market right now? Stocks, bonds, cash, gold?
BestStocksNowApp.com.
What are the leading indexes in the world currently? U.S., Europe, Japan, South America, emerging markets?
BestStocksNowApp.com.
What are the best sectors of the market now? Energy, technology, retail, financials, healthcare?
BestStocksNowApp.com.
What are the best stocks in the market now from a valuation, relative performance, and technical perspective? Exxon, Celgene, Apple, Delta, just to name a few.
BestStocksNowApp.com.
The Best Stocks Now app database currently has over 4,000 stocks, indexes, exchange-traded funds, and mutual funds to choose from. What are the best ones now?
BestStocksNowApp.com.
The Best Stocks Now app was invented by Bill Gunderson and Douglas Apperly. Bill Gunderson is the president of Gunderson Capital Management. In addition to the PC version, the Best Stocks Now app is also available on Apple and Android platforms.
BestStocksNowApp.com. Bill Gunderson's Best Stocks Now newsletter gave a buy signal on the market on March 27, 2009. That was just 18 days after the S&P 500 had finally hit bottom at 666. The buy signal has been in place ever since. How valuable was that call in the weekly newsletter to investors? The market has more than doubled since then. While market pundits were clamoring about a collapsing dollar, runaway inflation, and soaring gold prices, Bill Gunderson's Best Stocks Now newsletter told investors that stocks were the best place to be. Bill Gunderson is not a permabull, however. At some point in the future, the newsletter will give a sell signal. Investors, be warned. The last bear market took 53% out of the S&P 500. Why not sign up for a free 4-week trial to Bill Gunderson's Best Stocks Now newsletter? You can do so by visiting his website at pwstreet.com. Again, that's pwstreet.com. There are a lot of investors out there in today's world that enjoy managing their own money. There's nothing wrong with this, but maybe you should manage a small portion of your overall portfolio and let a professional money manager manage your serious money. Just like you don't learn how to be an accomplished golfer by spending a few hours on the golf course or at the driving range on the weekends, it takes years of experience to even begin to understand how the financial markets work. And even then, it still takes hours and hours every day to stay on top of an ever-changing marketplace. There are numerous pitfalls that can stand in the way of the part-time investor. If a constant barrage of contradictory opinions keeps you from being able to make sound decisions, if you have a hard time keeping your emotions in check, or if you're continually selling at the bottom and buying at the top, then maybe it's time to consider a full-time professional money manager. Give the folks at Gunderson Capital Management a call and let Bill Gunderson manage your money. You can reach them at 855-611-BEST. That's 855-611-BEST or pwstreet.com.
Kcaa.
And welcome back here to the second quarter of the Best Stocks Now Radio Hour. Well, I'm going to give you a reason to follow me on Twitter or StockTwits. You can look me up on StockTwits.com. I'm at Bill Gunderson. It's simple. There's no pseudo names behind me. There's no pseudo faces on my calling card there. It's my face and my name, and it is what you get. It is what it is. It's also on Twitter, at Bill Gunderson. My StockTwit tweets, which I put out about anywhere from 1 to 5 or 6 a day. Only when I see something that really makes my eyeballs pop out, I send out a tweet. Going back to January 13th of last year, my very first tweet, my very first notice of a stock by the name of Receptos, RCPT, which is headquartered in San Diego, I sent out a tweet. I said, another biotech breakout today. RCPT. And I also disclose every time I mention a stock, whether we own it here or not, I said I have no position in this stock. But I pointed out the fact that it was breaking out. On January the 13th, 2014, it was $38 per share. And then I watched it, and of course, if you've been listening to my show for any length of time, you know that I've had the biotech sector ranked number 1 or number 2 for the last several years. It seems to have taken over for the Silicon Valley, although a lot of these biotechs are in the Silicon Valley. But it seems to have taken over for the social media stocks, the internet stocks, the semiconductors as the new frontier, where there's being new developments made, right? Absolutely, without question. It almost, 1 or 2 a week, we're hearing positive results coming from phase 2 trials somewhere on some malady that befalls the human body, and these companies are coming up. It seems like we're getting better and better at it. One of the reasons is because of a company here in San Diego by the name of Illumina, which I wrote about in my book several years ago when it was $70 a share. Well, now it's $229 per share. It's a triple since then, but Illumina kind of cracked the code and helped speed up the DNA panel process and brought the price down considerably, and that has helped speed up the drug discovery process. Well, in August of last year, once again, I said very nice move in Receptos today. And I also mentioned that in my app, it was number 56 overall, and it was a stock at least that you could look at. But I also disclosed at that point in time I still had no position in Receptos. And by this time, from my first notice of the stock, it had gone from $38 to $50. So it hadn't really made a big move. It had made about a 30% move. And then a week later, it started to really take off. In September of last year, I tweeted out, another biotech on fire today. Receptos, number 154, no position. And then the very next week, September 15th, 2014, I tweeted out that Receptos continues to break out, and then I disclose that I am long. That means I own it. I'm not short. I'm not betting against it. I'm betting for it. I am long in the speculative trading account, which I publish every single Saturday in my newsletter. Now, by this time, Receptos had moved up to $62 per share. And then I tweeted a few days later, now I'm in the stock, you see. Another new breakout and high for Receptos, number 13 overall in the Best Stocks Now app. It is in the speculative trading account. And the stock continued to move higher. Okay, let's see what happens next. October 20th. Very nice breakout again in Receptos, number 87 overall. I continue to be long in the speculative trading account. So this is October the 20th, 2014. Now this record is in the app. You can go to the app if you have the full app. Receptos is not in one of the free stocks that I include in the free version of the Best Stocks Now app. But in the subscription version of the app, you can look up Receptos and you can go down, scroll down to the bottom of the screen. You know how to scroll on an iPhone. Just move your finger, wag your finger back and forth, and you can go anywhere you want to go. And down at the bottom is this chronological sequence of tweets and other items, which we'll get to, that I have put out on Receptos since January 13th of 2014. Now, by October, it's moved up $66 a share. Okay, we're starting to make some progress in it. Then come along here, October 24th. Again, nice move in Receptos today. Nice breakout. Number 56 overall. BSN app. I remain long. And then on October 27th, I tweeted out, I see Receptos is up 27% in the after hours. I am long in the speculative trading account. I sent out a push notification on this stock recently. And then the next day, I retweeted out that Receptos is now up 68% since adding it to my... Now, they don't all work out like this. You need to take a look at the whole portfolio yourself, which I publish every week, but you can at least look up the track record and the history here. Then on the 28th of October last year, I came on the air and I featured it in a 5-minute and 13-second segment, which you can tap here and watch and see just like we're doing now, we're using one segment of the show to feature Receptos. That was back on October 28th of 2014. Receptos was then had moved up from $66 a share all the way to $95 per share. I featured it again on June 11th, 2015. You can tap and watch it. I featured it again on July 8th, 2015. And now the stock's being bought out. The stock currently is at $228 per share. And this whole saga began when I first pointed it out to folks at $31 per share. How did I find the stock? No, I'm not a PhD in biophysics. I know how to look at numbers. I know how to look at stock charts. I know how to read stories behind the stock and what they're working on. And I know what a number 6 rank out of 4,200 means to me, the guy who invented the app that takes into account relative strength, valuation where possible, and stock charts. Now, as of yesterday, before this thing was announced it's being bought out in the after hours, it was number 32. Still one of the top ranked stocks. Well, it's too late to buy it now because Celgene is buying it. Well, let's go find some more that have this kind of potential, right? That's what it's all about. Anyways, this is Bill Gunderson. It's the Best Stocks Now Radio Hour. We'll be right back.
Kcaa.
Is your radio station dull and boring like most corporate-owned stations on the dial? Then it's time to tune to KCAA 1050 AM. It will blow your mind and maybe expand it too. KCAA is your independently owned go-to station in the Inland Empire. It's a veritable cornucopia of crazy, an assemblage of awesome and cool, and it's a little weird too. KCAA pumps out more local and national radio each week than most major networks while offering CNBC business news headlines during the week and NBC sports news on weekends. KCAA is unique, interesting, quirky, and sometimes outlandishly crazy, which adds up to a high volume of awesome. And for you audiophiles, KCAA delivers FM sound quality to our transmitter, which is why KCAA is the best-sounding AM station on the dial. So make your day with KCAA and find us online at kcaaradio.com. KCAA, the station that leaves no listener behind.
California headline news. Fears are rising now here in California that the drought could cause more cases of West Nile virus. Santa Clara County Vector Control District Manager Denise Bonilla says that the stagnant water due to drought is forming puddles.
Mosquitoes will lay the eggs and you'll have breeding in the puddle. That's also a water source for the animals nearby.
West Nile virus so far detected this year in birds in at least 30 counties here in California. With the arrest of Matthew Mueller in the bizarre kidnapping of 29-year-old Denise Huskins, her attorney is calling on police there to issue an apology for calling it a hoax. Mueller's attorney visited him in jail.
He's in a difficult place, I can just say that. We'll be looking at Mr. Mueller's entire life in his defense.
One he says includes mental illness, and people planning on going to the beach should not plan on rinsing off before leaving. As of today, all showers and rinse stations at state beaches here are shut off due to drought. Geico weather, sunny and warm today, no rain. I'm John Gilliland, California Headline News.
Right now, you're thinking about the car in front of you that left its blinker on. Blink, 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 blink for the last 5 miles. Well, snap out of it, because what you should be thinking about is switching to Geico and saving hundreds of dollars on car insurance. You can access Geico online, over the phone, or even on the mobile app, and it's so easy you can do it in the blink of an eye. See what I did there?
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com today.
Times are different than they were when Geico started saving people money over 75 years ago. Everybody takes photos of their food nowadays. You can bet none of us kids would snap pictures of Mom's tuna casserole surprise. To this day, we don't know what the surprise was, nor do we want to. We didn't always have tasty food, but we always had great car insurance with Geico.
Geico, saving people money on car insurance for over 75 years.
Friday night, July 24th at Wien's Family Cellars Winery in Temecula. A concert under the stars featuring Berlin with lead singer Terry Nunn and their huge hits, Sex and Riding on the Metro. Opening the show, Temecula's very own, the 4019s. The entire show is hosted by me, the Poor Man. Berlin, the 4019s, and dinner, Friday night, July 24th at Wien's Family Cellars Winery in Temecula. Get your tickets now. Go to goldencrownproductions.com. Call 951-658-2411 for more information. Concert in support of Hospice of the Valley. So we'll see you Friday night, July 24th, Wien's Family Cellars Winery in Temecula. Berlin, 4019s, hosted by me, the Poor Man. See you there.
Market Wrap host Mo Ansari discusses the benefits of holistic wealth management.
You need somebody to hold your hand, guide you through the ups and downs of the stock market, the economy, and all the zigs and zags of life. That's why we created the wealth management solution, where we take the holistic approach and look at everything that you've got, not just trying to buy that one stock at the very bottom, sell it at the very top, buy those 2 annuities and 2 REITs and call me in 10 years sort of a thing. No, we do it step by step, day by day. It's a process, and we work with you all along the way.
If you're ready for some help, call Compact Asset Management at 800-388-9700 and schedule your free consultation with Mo Ansari to learn about his holistic approach to wealth management. Call 800-388-9700. That's 800-388-9700.
Compact Asset Management is a registered investment advisor. Funds custodian, Fidelity Institutional Wealth Services, member FINRA SIPC.
Kcaa.
And welcome back here to the second half of the Best Stocks Now Radio Hour. Well, so far we've talked about the next big deadline in Greece. How many deadlines are there? Now it's the Greek Parliament. They've got to vote and approve this deal. We talked about the Receptos deal, a company working on irritable bowel syndrome and other inflammations in that region of the body. They're being bought out today by... if they approve the deal, being bought out by a big, larger drug company in, why do I keep forgetting the name of that company? Celgene, which I've owned in the past, which I currently do not own, but I think it's a very, very good stock. Talking about Janet Yellen, oh, she'll probably say something to the effect that, yeah, I think we're going to raise rates here later this year, and probably assure us that that's going to happen. We've given an update on earnings estimates, not estimates, reports. Those reports are compared to what was expected. So far, every single company that I have seen report in the S&P 500 has met or exceeded expectations. Well, we're early into it. Maybe 10 have reported out of 500. We have a long ways to go. But I like the trend that I see so far. And as you know, I have earnings at about $119 per share for the S&P 500 this year, which is a far cry from where they were in 2009 at $55 per share. And next year, I'm a little over $130 per share. If indeed the S&P can do that, that would mean a continuation of the bull market. But things can change very quickly. That's why we take it on a week-by-week basis. We talked a little bit about China's growth. They're reporting 7%. I think the finance minister kind of says, hey, what do you want the growth to be? Okay, that sounds good. We'll make it 7%. I don't know. Look. It's a very illiquid market. right now. It's irrational. I've just decided it's best to just step away. We've got enough good stocks right here in the U.S. right now, which are starting to take off. And I'm reporting breakouts on a daily basis. If you follow me on Twitter at Bill Gunderson or on Stock Twits, where I have, I think, almost 15,000 followers, you can see what I'm noticing, what I'm observing in my daily walk around the neighborhood called Wall Street. If I see a house on fire, or if I see something that looks too good to be true, sometimes I send out a little tweet. It's not what I'm having for lunch and, useless thoughts here and there, or motivational thoughts. It's observations of what I see in my daily trip through the market, which I make every single day. And that's the trip I look forward to every single day, that trip through the stock market, through all the various neighborhoods, aerospace, biotech, healthcare, retail, energy. It's a lot of fun. There's nothing I would rather do. Let's take a look at another one here that's on my radar right now in my Best Stocks Now system. Insight Corporation. This is one that DuPont at one time had a hand in. DuPont is headquartered back in Wilmington, Delaware. DuPont has not had a very good track record over the years. They've spun off a few companies, or some former DuPont employees have bought technology from DuPont and have run with it and made a lot of money. DuPont should have held on to it. Well, now we've got a biotech stock that actually has DuPont roots. They develop small molecule drugs to treat cancer and inflammatory diseases. The name of the company is Incyte, I-N-C-Y. And it's a stock that we'll take a look at here as one that showed up on my Best Stocks Now radar system, which scans the market every day. On a boat, almost every boat, if you're traveling any length of time or distance, you have radar on your boat. And the radar spins on top of your boat, and you can look at your screen and you can see any little dots on the horizon, whether they're approaching you. I was going out one time. I was going out tuna fishing. We left about 10 o'clock at night because the fish were out about 50 or 60 miles. We wanted to get out there, what we call gray light. Gray light on the ocean's really something. It's the very first signs that the sun is coming up. You can just barely see it. And we were heading out of the harbor, and I saw on my radar, because the ocean is a dark place at night. If you've ever heard the word inky black, that's about what it's like, especially when there's no moon or we have cloud cover. And I saw something on my radar that was coming at me quite rapidly. Man, it scared the daylights out of me. And all of a sudden, I saw a boat coming right at me with no lights on. I figured they had to be drug runners. They were going about 30, 40 miles an hour, and all of a sudden they swerved, and otherwise they would have hit me. And I wouldn't be doing this radio show today, I'm sure. But radar also scans through the stock market every day and spits back to me what it sees. And then the human brain takes over, the intuition takes over, the logic takes over, and I try to apply as much of that as I can muster before I make buy to sell decisions. Well, 3 months ago, Insight, actually 6 months ago, was number 114 out of 4,200. 3 months ago, it was number 3. 2 months ago, it was number 4. I've owned this stock off and on for the last few years. 1 month ago, it was number 128. It's currently the number 5 ranked stock in my Best Stock Now app. Now, here's what DuPont let go. A company that's now $21 billion in market capitalization. This stock was $1 a share back in 2009 at the bottom of the recession, and now it's $121 per share. And it is a stock that I own for my moderate growth investors. Moderate risk profile. Over the last 10 years, Insight has delivered 30% per year to investors, while the market's delivered 5.6%. Over the last 5 years, 57% per year, while the market's delivered 14%. And over the last 3 years, Insight has delivered 66% per year, while the market's delivered 15%. That gives it a performance grade of A+. It's in the top of the class. This is one of the top performing stocks in the entire market. You don't even want to know what DuPont has done over the last 3, 5, and 10 years. Over the last 12 months, Insight is up another 130%. Well, when you go from $1 a share to $120 per share, you're racking up some alpha there for investors. The shareholders have to be happy. I wish I had owned it for the past 10 years. I didn't, but I currently own it, again, in the moderate risk profile. It's a pretty aggressive stock, but it is a $21 billion company. It's growing up to be one of the more significant biotechs. And let's not forget that the biotechs are one of the best neighborhoods in the entire market, if not the best. I'd have to say it's still the best neighborhood, especially when you have deals going down almost 1 or 2 a week, like the Celgene Receptos deal this week. Of course, we had another big winner earlier in the week in Anacor when they came up with good test results for their topical gel for dermatitis, a completely new approach using boron, one of the essential, one of the basic elements from the earth. I can still remember boron from my chemistry days way back when. Anyways, Insight is looking to maybe have some earnings this year for the first time, actually next year for the first time in their history. They do have sales. They have significant sales of about $500 million per year. But you're really not going to buy this because it's a screaming value. You're buying it for the potential value that it could have down the road if their pipeline starts to produce some of the drugs that they are currently working on. This is one of the most promising biotech companies in America, in the world. It's currently a $121 stock. There's 4,163 stocks in my Best Stocks Now app, and it's currently number 5. I started talking about Insight way back on July the 5th, 2012. That's 3 years ago. Boy, what was the price back then? It was about $25 a share back then, and now it's $120 per share. And I've just featured it for about the 10th time since then on my radio show. This is Bill Gunderson. We'll be right back.
I've been on the right trail, but I must use the wrong car. Headed in a bad place, and I wonder what's good for. I've been in the right place.
Is your IRA being managed by a robot? Does a nameless, faceless computer program make automatic decisions about what to do with your hard-earned money? Perhaps your employer conveniently invested your retirement with a supercomputer mega big box warehouse brokerage firm, and now you're simply thought of as just another number in a vast sea of millions. This is Rob Sanford for Gunderson Capital Management, and I'm here to testify that Bill Gunderson is no robot. I've seen him. Bill is in the office every single day from bell to bell, personally and actively managing the accounts of every single client. He never leaves the helm or turns over the wheelhouse to some junior trainee or office deckhand. He's the skipper. His decisions are thorough, well thought out, researched, and conducted with great care. So give Gunderson Capital Management a call at 855-611-BEST. If you're driving right now and can't write it down, just search Bill Gunderson on the web when you get home. So say goodbye to the robot and shake hands with Bill Gunderson today.
What are the leading asset classes in the market right now? Stocks, bonds, cash, gold?
BestStocksNowApp.com.
What are the leading indexes in the world currently? U.S., Europe, Japan, South America, emerging markets?
BestStocksNowApp.com.
What are the best sectors in the market now? Energy, technology, retail, financials, healthcare?
BestStocksNowApp.com.
What are the best stocks in the market now from a valuation, relative performance, and technical perspective? Exxon, Celgene, Apple, Delta, just to name a few.
BestStocksNowApp.com.
The Best Stocks Now app database currently has over 4,000 stocks, indexes, exchange-traded funds, and mutual funds to choose from. What are the best ones now?
BestStocksNowApp.com.
The Best Stocks Now app was invented by Bill Gunderson and Douglas Apperly. Bill Gunderson is the president of Gunderson Capital Management. In addition to the PC version, the Best Stocks Now app is also available on Apple and Android platforms.
BestStocksNowApp.com. Bill Gunderson's Best Stocks Now newsletter gave a buy signal on the market on March 27, 2009. That was just 18 days after the S&P 500 had finally hit bottom at 666. The buy signal has been in place ever since. How valuable was that call in the weekly newsletter to investors? The market has more than doubled since then. While market pundits were clamoring about a collapsing dollar, runaway inflation, and soaring gold price.
The GMO labeling bill moves forward. The story after this.
You put more into your crops than most people realize. Time, effort, heart, and the not-so-proverbial blood, sweat, and tears. Farming's not just a career. It is your passion. At Compass Minerals, your passion is our commitment. We're proud to offer you Potassium Plus Premium Sulfate of Potash, a high-potassium fertilizer with sulfate sulfur and virtually no chloride. It's the potassium source that brings more to the table, so you can too. Call your local distributor or visit potassiumplus.com.
A House committee has passed the GMO labeling bill, H.R. 1599, the Safe and Accurate Food Labeling Act of 2015. The bill could move to the House floor as early as next week. California Representatives Jim Costa, David Valadao, Devin Nunes, and Stephen Knight were all among the co-sponsors of the bill. The bill would establish a certification process through USDA for foods labeled as non-GMO. It would also prevent states from requiring the labeling of food with genetically modified ingredients. The American Farm Bureau Federation supports the bill. AFBF President Bob Stallman issued a statement shortly after the passage, stating, "The American Farm Bureau Federation is pleased that Congress is moving to bring greater clarity to food labeling. H.R. 1599 empowers consumers by continuing to require warning labels for foods that may have adverse effects on the public. At the same time," the statement says, "it does away with labeling schemes that would stigmatize foods based on nothing more than the way in which they were developed." Stallman continues, "The bill is an antidote to the anti-GMO initiatives that make people wrongly fear the food they eat. Such regulations generally ignore science and undermine the public's understanding of the food farmers and ranchers produce." Stallman says they look forward to the passage by the full House in the very near future. We have more on H.R. 1599 on our website. I'm Sabrina Hill for AgNetWest.com.
Here's a look at the KCAA community calendar. You can win tickets to the Junior University Musical Theater presentation of The Jungle Book. Just listen to KCAA all day long and get ready to win. Are you looking for adventurous entertainment for the whole family? Then join Junior University for a musical theater experience that is unmatched under the stars at Roosevelt Bowl in Paris Hill Park. This year, it's Mugwai and the Adventures in the Heart of the Jungle as Junior University presents William R. Dixon's adaptation of The Jungle Book. Show dates are July 17th through August 1st. Starting time is 8:15 p.m.
And welcome back here to the final segment of the Best Stocks Now radio hour. Well, later this week, eBay will spin off PayPal. And eBay stock has been on the move here recently, not a stock that I own currently. But the significance of it spinning off PayPal is the fact that PayPal will immediately be put into the S&P 500. And it will replace Noble Corp, NE, which is an energy stock, a Swiss company engaged in the offshore contract drilling services for the oil and gas industry worldwide. Well, NE has not been a very good performer in the S&P 500, so this should help it a little bit. In fact, it will end up having a net effect of more than likely raising estimates for next year, maybe by a penny or two overall, for the S&P 500. So NE is coming out of the S&P 500, and it will be replaced by a company with the symbol PYPL, which you can't even find today, PayPal, because it will be spun off later this week by eBay. And so in my calculations every week, I now have to include PayPal in my calculations, and I have to exclude Noble Energy. Another company that reported earnings from the S&P 500 this past week was Wells Fargo. And Wells Fargo's been taking off ever since then. I like the move that Wells Fargo is making. Don't forget that the banks like rising interest rates. It gives them just a little bit more room to move. On the one hand, it also hurts their mortgage business. There's going to be fewer home loans made because interest rates are rising. But overall, the net effect on the banking sector is a net positive. And you can see the movement in Wells Fargo since they reported earlier this week. And of course, we had Bank of America report, and we had JP Morgan, and they've all met or exceeded expectations. But the reason why I bring up Wells Fargo, WFC, during the conference call, CFO John Shrewsbury said the bank is investing in a number of new technology initiatives for the wealth unit. Okay, Wells Fargo manages money. You can have them. They have a wealth management unit. I've had many accounts transferred to me from Wells Fargo. But here's the takeaway. Wells Fargo is considering a product using automation to select investments for clients based on their profile. Well, now you've got the whole thing automated. Now we're back to the robots again. The client walks in to the Wells Fargo branch and says, I've got this IRA. I'm getting ready to retire. I want to roll it over. Do you guys have a wealth management unit? And of course, Wells Fargo, wow, that's music to their ears. They send you right over to the desk with the new hire or the young college graduate that says, sure, let's fill out the paperwork and let's get that IRA rollover all set up so it can come here to Wells Fargo and we can manage your money. But first I need you to sit down here and answer some questions for me. And of course, they're going to take you through the process. You're going to go online and answer a bunch of questions. And then comes back your recommended profile. Based on your profile, it's going to be an asset allocation depending upon your age and your risk profile. If you're 62 and you're retiring, that profile is going to have a pretty big chunk of bonds, bond exposure, bond funds, more than likely Wells Fargo bond funds that they manage, so they can get that management fee too. But that process is now automated. The college kid sitting at the desk, he doesn't tell you what he thinks about the world or the interest rate environment or whether or not we're in a recession or not. It's not really based on current conditions in the world. It's based on your risk tolerance. And it spits back that asset allocation recommendation. Then you think, well, then I'll be turned over to a money manager who will look over my account every day and make adjustments if things in the world change. That's not going to happen. No, they're considering a product using automation to select the investments. Okay, not only are they going to select your profile, forget about what's going on in the world. It's based on your risk tolerance and your goals and whatnot. Then they're going to automatically select the investments that will populate your IRA rollover. And then they're going to automate the rebalancing process. Boy, they can get rid of a lot of money managers this way. And of course, Wells Fargo is not the first one to go down this route. Schwab has already launched such a service, and they've raised several $1 billion already in this portion of their business. It's got to be really profitable to make a fee with a bunch of robots. And don't forget that Bank of America is also mulling a similar offering. That means Merrill Lynch. Bank of America ended up with Merrill Lynch. So, look, that's the course that my industry is taking. The course that my industry was taking back in 2008 was selling subprime mortgages packaged into nice, neat little packages that promised you a really fat, juicy yield for you income investors. And how did that work out? Those were the quants that came up with that product, the quants that ran the algorithms that said, hey, this is going to make a lot of money for us. And it did, until it exploded in their face and almost took Merrill Lynch down. Well, now they think the answer is robots and automating the process. So nobody has to make any decisions. No human brains involved except in inventing the robots and the automated system. So it's up to you. You have to weigh things out in your mind as to how you want your money managed when you retire or while you're in retirement. But the movement in my industry, the three biggest players, Schwab, Wells Fargo, Merrill Lynch, Bank of America, are all moving towards automating the process. Asset allocation. I just don't want to have any exposure to certain assets during certain periods of time, but that's just me. You can go on my website at pwstreet.com to sign up for my weekly newsletter. I'll tell you what I think your asset allocation should be. Take it or leave it. Argue with me or not, I don't care. Or you can give us a call at 855-611-BEST. That's 855-611-BEST. We even have a human that answers the phone here. Have a great day, everybody.
This show is not a solicitation to buy or sell any securities. Bill Gunderson or clients of Gunderson Capital Management may have long or short positions in stocks mentioned during the show. Gunderson Capital Management is a fee-based registered investment advisor. All accounts are held at Scottrade. Scottrade is a member of SIPC and FINRA.
This is KCAA Loma Linda, the station that leaves no listener behind. CNBC News is next, a courtesy of buysellmakeoffer.com, where you can post a video about items you have for sale. Sign up now. It's free.
I'm Chris Maurer, CNBC Business Radio. Stocks are moderately higher. The Dow's up 13 points. The Nasdaq higher by 16. Producer prices rose for a second straight month in June. That was driven mainly by higher pump prices. Shares of Bank of America are up 2.5% after reporting a bigger than expected quarterly profit. Revenue also came in above estimates. The bank's results were helped in part by lower legal costs. CSX also beating the street. Lower expenses helped the railroad operator make up for a drop in revenue. But Yum Brands is down 3%. The parent of Taco Bell, KFC, and Pizza Hut's profit beat estimates, but revenue fell short of forecasts. Its restaurant sales in China were down 10% compared to a year earlier. And Receptos is up 10%, the biotech company, agreeing to be bought by Celgene for $7 billion in cash. Chris Maurer, CNBC Business Radio.
We were rolling down this road in
Anbar Province.
All of a sudden
There's a huge explosion.
We knew right away.
It was an IED.
Then we started taking sniper fire
and RPGs from the hills.
Today's servicewomen face the same combat dangers as men.
It's pretty amazing.
We made it out alive.
But at home, women veterans face different challenges. DAV understands this and fights to get women veterans the health, disability, and financial benefits they were promised. Visit DAV.org for free help.
Overturned truck blocking the carpool lane, freeway construction slowing everything down. I travel for work. News like that used to ruin my whole day until I discovered Citrix GoToMeeting. With GoToMeeting, I can meet from anywhere using my computer, tablet, or smartphone. And with HD video, I simply turn on my webcam and it's like being in the same room, which means I can stay productive no matter how bad the traffic gets.
Visit GoToMeeting.com and start our free 30-day trial. That's GoToMeeting.com.
Good morning. It's 8:02. A quick check of traffic. Looks like two lanes are closed in Corona. That's the 91 eastbound before Green River Road. That's due to that car setting a fire there on the hillside. In Riverside, stop-and-go traffic. That's on the 91 westbound between Magnolia Avenue and Green River Road. That's traffic from the only station that leaves no listener behind, KCAA 1050 AM.
So, you've moved and you've got a lot of things you don't need anymore. Where are you going to turn? Nope, not them. But a new, cool, and innovative way to sell your unwanted stuff online waiting for you at buysellmakeoffer.com. Buy, Sell, Make Offer is exactly what you do. There are positively no fees whatsoever, but there are 4 different monthly memberships to choose from. Skype is available with each. So cool.
Yep.
And there's a 60-day free trial membership to launch your very own store online. Buysellmakeoffer.com could be the next big thing.
Oh, yeah.
Good news is it's already here. Sign up today. Go to buysellmakeoffer.com right now and see what the buzz is all about.
When Wild Palm Springs is the one where you get big water park fun barefooting. In the sun barefooting. Flow rider barefooting. Wet and wild barefooting. Bring your friends and stay all day. Wet and Wild is your place to play barefooting.
Yeah, you gotta get barefooting this summer at Wet and Wild. Dive into all the thrills, all the action, all the fun. Take on awesome slides and rides. There's big fun for kids and much more. This summer, we have extended hours, dive-in movies every Friday, and everyone gets free tubes. Plus, save $7 on admission when you buy online or grab discount coupons at area Jack in the Box restaurants. For your best summer ever, it's Wet and Wild.
Slipping, sliding barefooting. Getting soaked barefooting. Wet and Wild barefooting.
Wet and Wild.
Barefooting. Wet and Wild barefooting.
Wet and Wild. Park open daily.
Here's your Money Minute with Market Wrap host Mo Ansari.
If you follow the markets, you've probably been getting seasick lately. But what if I told you that market volatility can be a good thing? If you're a bargain hunter, this is your coupon. So keep your shopping list handy. If you're a long-term investor with plenty of time before retirement, the money going into your 401k each month will buy more shares when the markets are down. And if you have a good financial plan, you can relax while others worry, because that plan will carry you beyond today's headlines. Of course, you should always consider professional guidance before making any financial decisions. That's your Money Minute. I'm Mo Ansari.
For more tips on investing during market volatility and other investment topics, listen to Market Wrap weekdays at 5 p.m. on this station. For a free consultation with Mo Ansari, call 800-388-9700. That's 800-388-9700.
Compact Asset Management is a registered investment advisor. Funds custodian, Fidelity Institutional Wealth Services, member FINRA SIPC.
Kcaa.
Radio station where
It's controlled chaos. Stomping the IE and the world on 1050 AM KCAA. NBC News Talk Radio.
Control Chaos here live. KCAA 1050 AM in the Inland Empire. Also W4CY.com. K4HD.com. You can check it out on iHeartRadio, iHeart.com. I am Gary Garver. Jacob Jones is not here today. I mean, after the last 2 days of him drinking, I mean, this guy was nonstop drinking for like 48 hours. So, I don't know where he's at. Just hopefully he's alive. Anyways, I'll be doing the show solo today. But listen, hey, man, I'm telling you, you know what? If you're driving right now, a lot of people are out there driving. The freeways are crazy. I mean, this gasoline, what the hell's going on with this? I mean, it's up to like $4.20 a gallon. $4.20. Yeah, hey, let's smoke some weed. It's $4.20. Yeah, gas prices are $4.20. Anyways, insanity. And there's really no explanation for it. They're saying, oh, the refinery in Torrance caught on fire. Doesn't it happen every like 6 or 8 months that refinery gets, shut down or is on fire or something? I mean, come on. They're just jerking us around. Let's be honest. I mean, I think the best deal on the planet is Ralph's. I shop at Ralph's, okay, when I go grocery shopping. And I didn't even know this until like a month ago. Maybe you guys know it, maybe you don't know it, but if you collect, you shop there, and have like $100 worth of groceries that you bought there, you get 10 cents off gas at Shell and at Ralph's gas stations. Ralph's has gas stations now, and I'm up to like 200, 200 points or whatever, or $200. So I got 20 cents off of gas today. So Ralph's gas was $3.85. I got it down to $3.65. So if you don't know that and you're shopping at Ralph's, I'm just giving you a consumer alert tip here, and I got one more after this. But you know what? If you're shopping at Ralph's and, you can get gas 10 cents to 20 cents off a gallon, which right now is a hell of a lot. I mean, this is insanity with the gasoline. But anyways, a lot of people are out there driving right now. And I don't know if you're driving a Prius right now, one of those hybrid cars, and supposedly, everything's great about them. And they're, you don't hardly use any gas and things like that. But you know what? You could die from driving one of them. Toyota has just recalled 625,000 Prius models for faulty hybrid software. So if you're driving a Prius right now, you might have a faulty hybrid software. Toyota is issuing a worldwide recall for Prius because of a software glitch that can potentially shut down the hybrid system while on the road. So again, your car can just shut down. You're going 60, 70, 80 miles an hour, and it can just shut down. Isn't that great? Man, these cars are made so well. According to Reuters, this campaign includes about 625,000 vehicles around the globe. In the U.S., the automaker reports that it covers 110,000 examples of the 2012 to 2014 Prius 5 or V. I don't know to me, it's 5. So 2012 to 2014 Prius 5s. If you're driving that one right now, beware your hybrid control system could shut down. Check this out. The current software for the motor generator control and hybrid control ECUs can cause high heat to develop around some transistors and damage them. If this happens, lights on the dashboard would warn drivers. However, in some instances, the problem could result in a failure of the hybrid system. I mean, this is insanity, man. Anyways, I guess Toyota will upgrade it for you if you take it in there. But if you're driving a Prius, you're saving gas, but you could die. Isn't that terrible to say? Oh, Lord. Anyways, hey, listen, you always get these funky emails. I'm sure you get a lot of crazy emails. I get these emails from, all over the place. But this is sort of a cool one. I got an email just recently, and the reason I'm reading this is because I'm going to do a whole bit on it with O.J. Simpson. I got this from Nina Christic. She's a co-producer for Lalo Films in Brooklyn, New York. It goes, "Hi, Gary. I work for a production company in New York City, and we are currently producing a 5-hour documentary on O.J. Simpson." Oh, I love that. Oh, I can't wait to see it in jail. Okay, for ESPN 30 for 30 series. So I don't know if you watch the ESPN 30 for 30 series. They're great. They're great stories about, teams and athletes and stuff like that, sort of delve into certain moments in the history of sports. So anyways, they're doing a 5-hour documentary on O.J. Simpson for 30 for 30 due to broadcast later this fall. This is what they're saying. I am interested in potentially licensing this video of O.J. Simpson on the golf course. Can you let me know if you own the copyright to this video and if it's licensable? Many thanks. You know what? And I'm going to play the video right now. I'll tell you, Nina, I'm not exactly sure. I mean, I've had it on my YouTube channel for many years. This footage ran on Howard Stern's CBS Saturday Night Show, which lasted a couple of years back in 1999. So maybe, I don't know, CBS owns a license. I don't know how long it goes, how long licensing agreement goes. But here's part of the footage because I can't run the whole footage. This is actually on my YouTube video. If you on my YouTube channel, Gary Garver 23. If you go on there, you look up O.J. Simpson golf course fight 1999. This is the footage that ESPN, the 30 for 30 series, wants to use on the documentary, a 5-hour documentary on O.J. Simpson. I can't wait to see it. Wouldn't that be cool? If I was in one, that'd be fun. All right, here we go with the footage with O.J. If it plays, of course. It won't play now. Of course. The juice is cursing me. All right, come on, man. Let's play this video. It's not gonna play. All right, thank you. My computer is just frozen up as usual. During the show, before the show, it's great. during the show. It sucks. Okay, let's do the. Here's my interview with O.J. Simpson. Okay, here it is.
You know, you're going through this battle with your children. This is asking, are your kids the most important thing in your life? Don't you wish people would leave you alone for the sake of your children? Come on, OJ, can't you answer a couple questions? I just want to ask about your kids. You know, what's going on?
You guys not supposed to be out here. I'm gonna make a citizen's arrest and take this stuff. You're
gonna make a citizen's arrest on me?
Yeah, I'm gonna take this stuff here.
Yeah.
All right, I'm holding you. Call,
Yeah.
get the marshal.
Get the marshal.
We'll see who's wrong. We'll see
You
who's
gonna
wrong.
get the marshal right now?
We'll see who's wrong. That's all.
Do you think there'll come a day that you'll be vindicated of the horrible crimes of which you've been accused? We will, but don't. He's grabbing the mic. He's grabbing.
We'll see which one you guys are wrong. Let's play our game.
I'm just asking a couple questions.
But you're illegally here, and I told you you're illegally here, and you won't leave, so.
You're legally here.
Wait till the marshals come and see what they do.
I just want to ask you a couple questions. Can I ask you after you're around?
You hear these other drunk golfers telling you to leave us alone. Please?
Come on, OJ. Just let me ask. Come on, man.
Why don't y'all put the camera down?
What?
Why don't y'all put the camera down? Why don't you put the camera down?
Cops come.
Why don't y'all put the cameras down? Put the cameras down. Put the cameras down. You don't with our game, man. You with our game is what you're doing. You with our game, okay? You with our golf game, okay? We out here to have a good time, and you with our game, okay? That's what you're doing. Why don't you take your ass off the course? Why don't you take your ass off the course, man? Yeah. Yeah, we asked you to leave a while ago.
We're gonna leave.
Well, then leave
Let
then.
him leave.
Get the leave
Let him
then.
leave. Cool it.
Leave.
Cool it, man. Cool it.
Leave.
Cool it. Just leave. All right. That's the footage that ESPN 30 for 30 series. I guess they're doing a 5-hour documentary on O.J. Simpson, and that's part of the footage they want. I hope you can use it. I mean, I don't know if CBS owns it or if there's any licensing problems or whatever. But listen, take it off my YouTube channel. I give you full rights to use the footage. And that was crazy. It was basically me just going up on the 17th tee box and harassing OJ. And I mean, there was tons of golfers there, and they were screaming at me and my cameraman. And the guy who was attacking us, who was swearing, basically did like $15,000 worth of damage to the camera, which I believe CBS paid. So they probably do own the licensing agreement and rights to it, and hopefully they'll release it. Who knows what they will do with it? But yeah, that was a crazy time. You know what I mean? It was right after the murders. But the crazy thing about OJ is that, he sort of befriended me, which was really strange. I mean, I ran into him before I started doing interviews with him about, I'd say at least 10 to 12 times. And he was always like, how you doing? How'd you shoot? How'd you play? This and that. And it was just sort of a whole bizarre thing with OJ and I. And it really, I don't know. I guess it put me on the Stern map, if you'd like to call it the Stern map, right? There it is. All right, it is Control Chaos here. KCAA 1050 AM in the Inland Empire. I am Gary Garver. We're going to be playing some more of my old... I've got tons of old interviews that I've never played. And I'm going to do celebrities who have been bankrupt or gone bankrupt. Yeah, I'm going to read them. All right. 50 Cent is the latest. We'll be back right after this.
NBC Talk Radio, 1050 AM.
Hey, Jigga, I found the best auto mechanic in Southern California.
Oh, I know who that is, Gary. That's Super Mario over there in West Coast Auto in Montclair.
Plus, Jigga, West Coast Auto has certified technicians that will give your car a free computer diagnostic.
And Super Mario, the world's greatest auto mechanic, will make your car purr like it's brand new.
To make an appointment, call 909-9-million. That's 909-9-million.
Or visit their website at westcoastauto.com.
West Coast Auto, the place to go for all your car, tire, and truck needs.
Are you feeling tired, depressed, unable to lose weight, and your skin is lacking that beautiful glow? Have you been to a ton of doctors that can't seem to solve your issue? Look no further than Nina MD. Nina MD Beverly Hills can be found at ninamd.com or by calling 310-777-7511. Dr. Nina comes with over 20 years' experience of diagnosing and treating patients who have not had success in the past. At Nina MD Beverly Hills, Our passion is to make you feel healthy and look beautiful from the inside out. We provide personalized treatments that are very innovative, cutting edge, effective, and safe. You can watch 9MD on Time Warner LA 36 to learn about the latest and greatest procedures available. Start feeling your best today. Visit 9MD.com or call 310-777-7511 to schedule your appointment today.
Have you ever gone to use a flashlight and the batteries were dead or the inside of the flashlight corroded, only having to throw it away? Or in a location where you had no way to charge your cell phone or camera? Well, all that has changed. Now there's Hybrid Light. The Hybrid Light brings the best of both worlds together with a strong 160 lumen LED light that lasts 12 hours on a single charge, and after a recharge from any light or power source, you're ready to go again. Hybrid Light lasts 7 long years and is even waterproof, and also contains a USB port to plug in your cell phone or camera to give you that special charge when you're not near an outlet. All this for the low price of $39.95 with promo code GARY. Call 1-800-297-8109 and be the first to have this great tool, or go to our website, hybridlight.com. That's 800-297-8109 or hybridlight.com, hybridlight.com, and don't forget to use promo code GARY.
How you doing, Mr. Nicholson?
I'm doing just fine. How are you doing today?
Yeah, man. I just want to say that this is an honor interviewing you.
Well, it's nice. It's an honor to be interviewed. I didn't know Howard was a golf enthusiast, however.
Hey, are you satisfied with your career?
Very satisfied. Over and out satisfied.
What would you like to be remembered for?
My smile.
Hey, I'm getting nervous here. Do you think?
Don't get nervous.
Do you think
we're doing fine?
Do you think Paris Hilton is celebrated for doing absolutely nothing?
No, I think she does plenty. I mean, people have to appreciate it's not that easy working in front of the camera, especially, nude scenes are tough for everybody. I think she's a wonderful lady, actually.
Does being a celebrity get you out of speeding tickets?
I don't speed.
Describe
what I mean.
Describe Howard Stern in one word.
Curly-headed, tall, good-looking, and a little nervous.
And if you're forced into gay sex, who would you choose?
I don't get forced into anything.
Thanks a lot, Jack.
Gary Garver, Jew of the... what can we say that's not going to piss him off? Never mind.
NBC Talk Radio, 1050 AM. These two fools read the newspaper and laugh. Well, at least one of them can read. Controlled Chaos.
Oh, yeah, it is Controlled Chaos here. KCAA, 1050 AM in the Inland Empire. I'm Gary Garver. You can also check out the show later on tonight. If you missed any of this great stellar radio, oh, Lord, seriously, the show replays 8 p.m. Yes, replays 8 p.m. on KCAA 1050 AM or KCAAradio.com. Yes, indeed. Hey, did you hear this story? Speaking of Jews, yeah, I'm a half Jew, and my mom was a Jew, so that makes me a Jew. And I'm actually, no joking, my relatives were actually slaughtered by the Nazis in Greece back in, during World War II and stuff like that. Reason I bring that up is that I don't know how I feel about this. I sort of feel sorry for the guy, I guess. I don't know. He's going to meet his maker, and he's going to be burning in hell already. I mean, once he dies. But former Auschwitz guard who's 94 years old, convicted as accessory to murder. I don't know, 94 years old. I mean, the guy's on his last legs. But here's the story. This comes from Lüneburg, Germany. A 94-year-old former SS sergeant who served at the Auschwitz death camp has been convicted of 300,000 counts. 300,000 counts of accessory to murder. So you think he's going to get death or something like that, right? You think, okay, he's going to live the rest of his life in jail. I mean, 94, how long is he going to live? The state court in the northern German city of Lüneburg gave Oscar Growing a 4-year sentence. 300,000 counts of accessory to murder. He gets a 4-year sentence. I mean, what's the point, really? I mean, he's 94. He's gonna meet his maker, and and there's probably gonna be 300,000 souls waiting for him. You know, they're lining up right now, waiting for him to. They're taking numbers. You know, waiting for this guy to pass on. Growing has testified that he guarded prisoners' baggage after they arrived at Auschwitz and collected money stolen from them. Prosecutors said that amounts to helping the death camp function. So I guess he guarded the prisoners' baggage and collected the money stolen from them. I mean, it's sort of, you know, how can the guy even live this long and feel good about himself? I don't know. The charges against Growing related to a period between May and July of 1944 when hundreds of thousands of Jews from Hungary were brought to the Auschwitz complex in Nazi-occupied Poland. Most were immediately gassed to death. I mean, the Nazis were pretty hardcore people. You know what I mean? And believe me, there's still Nazis out there. Okay, I mean, you know, I've run into them. I mean, in the San Fernando Valley, I've run into them at a place where, you know, I actually have Sunday brunch at this place called the Calabasas Cantina. Great Sunday brunch. I go there for NFL football, but they have they have motorcycles coming in. It's like, you know, it's a big place for motorcycles. You go through the canyons and stuff like that, and then they stop off. Then they have bands in the afternoon and stuff like that. But I like going there for football. Me and my buddies watch football, have the brunch. It's a great brunch. But I mean, you can tell there's one guy there, and I've seen him 2 or 3 times, that basically almost wears like the Nazi emblem or whatever they call it, the swastika. I mean, it you know, you want to go in there and punch his ass out, but what are you going to do? Can you do that? I mean, you know, then I get arrested. This guy's a Nazi, but I'll get arrested for hitting him. You know, that's the craziness of the world, man. You know, that's just insanity. And I don't know. Do you really want to put a 94-year-old guy away for 4 years for 300,000 counts of accessory to murder? It doesn't. I don't know. It just doesn't fly with me. I don't really care. The guy's gonna, you know, he's gonna be rotting in hell. And like I said, 300,000 souls are gonna be waiting for him very, very soon. But listen, I'm gonna play some of my old interviews. Some of these interviews I've never played on the air, and I just was gonna go through it and figure, what the hell? Let's have some fun today. And you know, I don't want to get all serious and things like that, you know, because my life is crazy right now. My life is crazy. Here's Jeff Bridges. This interview is a little longer, but this is just a piece of I love this. This is one of my favorite interviews or favorite. I asked him this question. It's a great question. It's a very responsible question, informative question. And Jeff Bridges answers it in a very spectacular way.
Have you ever sneezed and farted at the same time?
Gosh, I must have dumped that information, no pun intended. I can't remember that question. It's a good question, high quality question. But I honestly can't remember. I would imagine so. I would imagine that force of the fart would cause the sneeze.
I mean, the force of the fart would cause. Have you ever sneezed and farted at the same time? I mean, it's a very, you know, informative question. I've done it 2 or 3 times in public. You know what I mean? You sneeze and then it goes. It lets out, which is normal. So Jeff Bridges has done it too. So, you know, just like everybody else. Okay, here's Mike Farrell. I've been trying to play this interview for about a year now on the air. I'm hoping it plays today because I played it before the show and it sounded good. But this is Mike Farrell, who is BJ Honeycutt in MASH. That's the only thing anybody knows him from. I mean, he's done absolutely nothing since. Haven't heard hide nor hair from him. He's such an arrogant, you know, I wish I could say what I really want to say, but I'm on AM radio, so I can't really cuss. So this is Mike Farrell because he's so arrogant. I mean, seriously, dude, don't take yourself so serious. These are the Hollywood guys that take themselves too damn serious. This is what I'm talking about. Oh my God, it played. Can you believe it? I've been trying to play this for a year. Unbelievable. Thank you, Lord.
How you doing? I'm with CBS. Would you ever run for president? If Warren Beatty is elected president, would you attend one of his Meet the Interns parties? You consider yourself a failure? No, do you? No. Are you getting laid a lot? Where are you from? CBS Radio, MRTV. Really? You're asking stupid questions of me? Yeah. How often do you masturbate? I can ask stupid questions when you have access to the media. People theoretically listen to you become educated. Have you ever had a gay sex fantasy? ever smoked marijuana? Just a fool. Is there anything more to you than this kind of empty-headed question? Have you ever tried Viagra? Thanks. I love it. I love it. That guy is just, are you an idiot? Are you a moron? What's wrong with you, man? What's wrong with you? I was choking during that interview. Hold on, man. Jesus Christ. What are you going to do? It's live radio, man. This is not a podcast. All right. Who else do I got here? We got all sorts of interviews. Let me go through some of them here. All right. How about who else do we have here? You want to hear Ice Cube? Here's Ice Cube. I don't remember what I said here, but here's Ice Cube. Let's hear this one. Hopefully he'll play. Ice Cube, how you doing? How you doing? Can I say a couple questions, man? Hey, do you think there is too much sex and violence on primetime television? No, needs more. Hey. That might have been the last one. I don't even know. I haven't heard this interview. I didn't even hear this interview before the show. I guess that's it. Who knows? All right, that was stupid. But there's a lot of interviews I did, and there was just like one question, one answer type thing. So let's see what else we got here. I've got all sorts of stuff here. I got stuff from Brad Pitt. Let's see if we can do Brad Pitt. Let's see if we can get Brad Pitt on the air. Let's see if I can find that one. It was that interview went for like 2 seconds. So Brad Pitt's not here. Here, let's see. Maybe he's over here. Let's see where Brad Pitt is. Brad Pitt, where are you? Andy Garcia. Let's do Andy Garcia. This guy is a total jerk off. I just celebrate the new millennium. Are you for gun control? Shut up. Where's the best place to pleasure yourself? I hate Andy Garcia. I can't stand that dude. He is just, I interviewed him before that, about, 2 years before that. And I asked him about smoking marijuana. He's like, how dare you ask me about smoking marijuana? But I jumped on my throat about asking him if he ever smoked marijuana. Give me a break, dude. You know what? You're an idiot. He plays golf a lot and he always wears that stupid cabana hat. Take it off, you idiot. You suck. I love to play golf with that dude. Just to harass him. All right, here's Brad Pitt. All right. This is quick. Hey Brad, how many sizes does the hexagon have? 6. Who's the third president of the United States? That was it. It wasn't much of anything. I just basically, on that one, that was at the Emmy Awards back in 2000, and I just basically jumped on the red carpet and attacked him. He was still with Jennifer Aniston at the time. Jennifer Aniston was hot. Think about Brad Pitt, Gwyneth Paltrow, Jennifer Aniston, and Angelina Jolie. This guy, man, home runs, grand slams every time. The guy's and he's a good actor. I just saw him in what movie? I saw him in Fury. If you haven't seen the movie Fury, it's a war film, and he plays a tank sergeant, and it was really good, man. It was really a dark movie. If you're into war movies, I like war movies. Brad Pitt was really good in it. So I've never seen that movie before, and I'd have to say, if you get to see it, check it out. Fury with Brad Pitt. Anyways, Control Chaos, KCAA 1050 AM in the Inland Empire. I'm Gary Garver. We're gonna talk about Bill Cosby. Yeah, he was in the Spanish Plaza when he was a teenager. Oh, he started early. All right, we'll be back after this.
NBC Talk Radio, 1050 AM, KCAA.
Ever wonder how celebrities get their skin red carpet ready? Look no further than the Fire and Ice Facial from Is Clinical, available at Nina MD Beverly Hills. The Fire and Ice Facial is an amazing clinical treatment designed to rapidly and safely regenerate the skin, reducing fine lines and wrinkles for an envious glow, while smoothing and softening to achieve that ageless face. Excellent for all skin types and ages, Is Clinical's Fire and Ice Facial is a celebrity favorite and provides dramatic results with no downtime, peeling, or side effects. The Fire and Ice Facial is normally $215, but call 310-777-7511 now. Mention this ad and pay only $179. That's over $35 in savings just by mentioning this ad. Don't miss out on glowing and radiant skin from Is Clinical and Nina MD Beverly Hills. For more info, visit ninamd.com or call 310-777-7511. That's 310-777-7511. 8511.
This is Jigga Jones. If you missed any part of the show, go back and check it out on iHeartRadio.com.
Are you looking for a car, truck, or SUV without changing your finances? A place to go where the staff treats you like family? Well, look no further than West Coast Auto in Montclair. West Coast Auto has the biggest and widest variety of cars, trucks, and SUVs in Southern California. Get yourself in a new car with no payments due for the first 90 days. Credit not that great? No worries. West Coast Auto will help you get into your dream car or truck at a rate that is second to none. For more information, call 909-9-million. That's 909-9-million, or visit their website at westcoastauto.com.
20 years ago, the Americans with Disabilities Act was signed into law. It helped renew the promise that here in America, we're defined not by our limitations, but by our potential. As we celebrate the 20th anniversary of this historic legislation, it's important to remember that we're still fulfilling that promise. We've come a long way since 1990, and I'm committed to making even more progress in the years ahead. Visit disability.gov to see how you can help.
Brought to you by the American Association of People with Disabilities and the Ad Council.
Gary.
Yeah.
Hey. You're not going to talk to me? Gary.
Oh,
yes, sorry.
Gary, what irritates you most about yourself?
What?
What irritates you most about yourself?
Nothing.
You ever thought about suicide?
No.
Would you? What?
What a strange question.
She's here all the time.
If you stay in Oscar category, would you do porn?
Hey, God!
What's happening?
Everything good?
Everything is really good. You're,
Yes.
you're a TV star, from a movie star to a TV star.
Yes.
I'm proud of you. You look good.
I feel good, buddy. I'm doing great.
Hey, Gary, would you appear on the Gary Garver Show?
Who?
The Gary Garver Show. Would you appear on the Gary Garver Show?
Never heard of it.
You heard of him? Would you bang Sarah Palin? Hello?
Hey, how are you? You gotta come back with better questions.
Do you believe in heaven and hell? Well, I think there you have it. I think it's going to end right here. What a great night. You know, Gary Busey pulling off my mic at Night of 100 Stars.
The man that Howard Stern fired and said he would never work in radio again. That's right. It's the second coming of Gary Garver.
I used to be such a sweet, sweet thing till they got a hold of me.
I think it was time for me to go from the Howard Stern Show. I mean, being a part of the show, producing it for KLSX in Los Angeles for 15 years and then doing celebrity interviews for 10 years. Very aggravating to do those celebrity interviews. Everybody thought, oh, it's so cool. Hollywood, red carpet. I mean, it really wasn't. Every now and then you go to a cool event, you know what I mean, and have some fun. But, I mean, it was really nerve-wracking. And the paparazzi, I mean, those people that stand in line to do those interviews, I mean, I'm serious, man. They take themselves way too serious. Way, way, way too serious, these reporters and stuff. And, in fact, I'm not going to mention the radio show, but a radio show right now in Los Angeles is doing, like, the bit that I used to do where I'd ask, like, homeless questions to celebrities, basically, you know, or porn stars, where I'd go out and ask them, like, the Brad Pitt thing, like, what's a square root of, you know, 16 or something like that, or, you know, who's the third president of the United States? Now I hear some radio stations got some idiot doing it at bars to drunk people. Wow, what a new concept, dude. Seriously. I mean, it's just like when I hear that stuff, I'm just like, yeah, you know, it's just, you know, go ahead and have fun with it. You know, I'm over it, but it was very nerve-wracking. I'll play a few more interviews. I'm going to play Joe Pesci and President Jimmy Carter and Aaliyah. Why don't you interview them and ask them stupid questions instead of some drunk idiot? Okay. Yeah, I'm not going to mention the show, but it's a morning show. And I actually think the morning show is all right. But, I mean, you know, it's just a ripoff of what Stuttering John and I did for the Stern show. And honestly, think about it. Howard, I haven't worked for Howard in over, let's see, last time I did interviews with him was like 2007, I believe 2008. And, you know, what's that, 6, 7, 8 years later? Nobody's doing those interviews for the show. So it must have meant something that I did something sort of cool for the show. And they sort of have shunned me, totally shunned me, won't even allow me to get some of my old interviews. I've hit them up maybe, you know, a half a dozen times. I've had Mary Tunga, who helps co-host the show every now and then. She's called them, and they just will refuse to give me any of my old interviews. Because I like to get the Bruce Jenner interview and the Rosie O'Donnell interview, because those are classic interviews that I did. And I don't have them, and they do, and they're not going to give them to me. So there you go. What are you going to do? So I'm sure if that chick from the production company in New York asked the Stern Show to release or license the O.J. Simpson thing. She'll probably get stonewalled, just like I did for my interviews. Anyways, this Bill Cosby thing, man. I mean, this guy, deny. I mean, seriously, I don't understand how these celebrities and athletes and these rich cats have to like drug women to have sex with them. I don't understand it. I mean, I've never had to drug a woman to have sex with me. Okay, I mean, I don't get it, man. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. I don't got any money. I don't got any real fame or fortune or celebrity status, to be honest with you. I don't believe I'm just a regular cat from the valley that likes to play golf, smoke a little weed, and go have a good time every now and then. But I mean, I don't understand how these rich cats do this stuff, and you hear about it over and over again. Like these, this Darren Sharper. I had Gloria Allred on the show a couple weeks ago. She was talking about this guy Darren Sharper, who was like an all-pro cornerback for many teams, won a Super Bowl. I thought he was one of the best players in the NFL when he was playing as a defensive back. And he's going around to all these different states and drugging women and raping them. And I mean, why, dude? You got money, you got fame, you got celebrity status. Why do you have to go and do that? Is it a thrill or is it something? It's sick. It's really sick to have to drug a woman for them to have sex with you. I mean, I don't get it. Anyways, Bill Cosby, I mean, it's out. The cat's out of the bag. He admitted in a 2005 deposition that he gave chicks Quaaludes. They don't make them anymore, people, to have sex with them. I mean, that's ridiculous. And he was talking about this back in like 1969 doing this stuff. Okay, I don't know. I played it, I don't know, when this story first broke. But I'm going to play this clip of it. It was on his album, Bill Cosby. It's true. It's true. That's the name of the album. It's true. It's true. Wow, dude. And he's looking at me. I'm looking at my YouTube channel with Bill Cosby's face staring right at me, going, "You son of a," he wants to kill me right now. I'm playing this. This is Bill Cosby talking about giving women Spanish fly. In fact, here's the heading on YouTube. In this routine, Cosby describes his childhood fascination with a drug, Spanish fly. And I remember when I was a kid, I used to hear about Spanish flies, how, it'd get women all hot and horny and stuff like that. That supposedly makes women go crazy, okay, if slipped into a drink. He says his fascination continued into adulthood. Really? I mean, this is what it says on his YouTube channel. This is before it even broke. I mean, before the story even broke. This guy, this is 1969 when he did this on his comedy album. Listen to this stuff. It's bizarre, and it's such a truth serum about Bill Cosby. Back in 1969, he was doing this stuff. And he can deny it all he wants. And it ain't going to play either? Are you kidding me? Oh, my God. You know what? You set a bit up, and now it ain't going to play. Oh, come on, man. Give me a break. Okay, you know what? I'll get it to play. Don't worry about it. I'll get it on. It'll play. It'll play probably right now, hopefully. Come on, Lord. I mean, like I said, Gloria Allred is representing a lot of these women. And, oh, Jesus. All right, hold on. Let me see what I can do here. I so want to just use the F word because these computers, man, nowadays, it just, sometimes they suck. You know what I mean? And it screws up your whole bit. And the crazy thing is I play these bits before the show. You know what I mean? It's not like I just spring them on, these are things I prep before the show. I mean, it's stupid. Okay. You know what? I'll fix it during the break and then we'll play it in the next break. Cause I can't get to it. It's not allowing, Firefox is not allowing me to go to it. Okay, listen, this is a whack story, too. 50 Cent is, and I talked about it yesterday, he filed for bankruptcy, okay? He filed for bankruptcy in Hartford. And I'm going to give you a list of celebrities that have also filed for bankruptcy. So listen, if you're going through hard times and stuff like that, don't feel bad. There's a lot of celebrities going through hard times or have gone through hard times and filed for bankruptcy, and it's a pretty long list of people. I mean, it's a special list. Of course, 50 Cent, he just filed for bankruptcy in Hartford, Connecticut, under the musician's real name, Curtis James Jackson. The 40-year-old New York-born entertainer called the voluntary Chapter 11 filing in a Connecticut bankruptcy court a strategic business move that would not affect fans. No, it's going to affect your pocketbook instead. Wow. Basically, his assets and debts range in the $10 million to the $50 million range. So 50 Cent, he may be worth 5 cents, or he might be worth 50 million. Who knows? Donald Trump. This is crazy. Donald Trump. I don't know if you remember this, but Donald Trump went through some hard financial troubles in the 80s and stuff like that. He pulled out of them. He's never filed for bankruptcy, but 4 of his businesses have filed for bankruptcy. So Donald Trump never filed for bankruptcy. He actually did. He hit the skids for a minute and then bounced back. So the guy's a smart dude, and he knows how to play the American people and pull at their heartstrings and, this whole immigration thing and stuff like that. I mean, I'm having debates with a lot of people about it. I mean, my thing is, nobody's going to want, and I said it the other day, nobody's going to want to go out there and pick cotton and strawberries and, and clean the hotel rooms. I mean, who's going to do it? He's going to do it. We're not going to do it. You don't ever see a white person out there, or even a black person. The Hispanic people do it, and listen, saying that all the criminals are coming from, Latin America or whatever, or Mexico is just a bunch of BS. I mean, they come from all over the world. Don't limit it just to Mexico, the criminals, even though Mexico is a little corrupt. I mean, look what happened with El Chapo. I mean, the guy dug a mile tunnel, and right into Trump's hands. I mean, right into Trump's hands. But there was like a tweet like telling Donald Trump from El Chapo. El Chapo was telling Donald Trump, better shut your mouth, dude. I mean, if El Chapo was telling somebody to shut his mouth, I mean, Donald Trump will never shut his mouth. But I mean, if he told me to shut my mouth, I'd shut my mouth real quick. Mike Tyson filed for bankruptcy back in 2003. Mike Tyson burned over $300 million. He blew through $300 million. How do you blow through $300 million? That's insanity, man. Did you know that Cyndi Lauper filed for bankruptcy? This is I didn't know this. I guess before she became a big star, she filed I guess she had a lawsuit against a former band, and she filed for bankruptcy before she hit it big. So I mean, maybe she did that as a strategic move, like 50 Cent. Michael Vick, of course, the dog hater, the dog, the guy who turned his dogs against each other and stuff like that. He filed for bankruptcy, which I'm sure he did because a lot of court costs there. This is sort of wild. I didn't even know. I knew Larry King had been arrested for something, but Larry King filed for bankruptcy. Television personality Larry King declared, I filed for bankruptcy. Television personality Larry King declared bankruptcy in 1978 before his CNN success. He was arrested and charged with grand larceny for allegedly stealing $5,000 from his business partner in 1971. The charges were later dropped, but the debt piled up as the scandal hurt his broadcasting career. So Larry King was actually arrested and charged with grand larceny for allegedly stealing $5,000 from a business partner back in 1971. That's sort of wild, huh? I'm a lizard. All right. I'm going to roll. All right. Well, there's many more celebrities that filed for bankruptcy. I'll get to them, and hopefully I'll get to this Bill Cosby bit. Control Chaos. Right after this, we will be back.
This is Dr. Uth for West Coast Auto. Did you know that West Coast Auto was voted #1 used car dealership in the year 2014 in all of California? As per Dealer Rater, special offers include 1.75 APR, 0 down delivers. You don't need a down payment to get approved. No payments for 90 days, all based on approved credit. Plus, a 7-day buyback guarantee. For more information on West Coast Auto, give them a call at 909-9-million. That's 909-9-million. Or visit our website at www.westcoastauto.com.
Have you ever gone to use a flashlight and the batteries were dead or the inside of the flashlight corroded, only having to throw it away? Or in a location where you had no way to charge your cell phone or camera? Well, all that has changed. Now there's Hybrid Light. The Hybrid Light brings the best of both worlds together with a strong 160 lumen LED light that lasts 12 hours on a single charge, and after a recharge from any light or power source, you're ready to go again. Hybrid Light lasts 7 long years and is even waterproof and also contains a USB port to plug in your cell phone or camera to give you that special charge when you're not near an outlet. All this for the low price of $39.95 with promo code GARY. Call 1-800-297-8109 to be the first to have this great tool, or go to our website, hybridlight.com. That's 800-297-8109 or hybridlight.com, hybridlight.com, and don't forget to use promo code GARY.
Are you feeling tired, depressed, unable to lose weight, and your skin is lacking that beautiful glow? Have you been to a ton of doctors that can't seem to solve your issue? Look no further than Nina MD. Nina MD Beverly Hills can be found at ninamd.com or by calling 310-777-7511. Dr. Nina comes with over 20 years' experience of diagnosing and treating patients who have not had success in the past. At Nina MD Beverly Hills, our passion is to make you feel healthy and look beautiful from the inside out. We provide personalized treatments that are very innovative, cutting edge, effective, and safe. You can watch Nina MD on Time Warner LA 36 to learn about the latest and greatest procedures available. Start feeling your best today. Visit ninamd.com or call 310-777-7511 to schedule your appointment today.
Does a Bush in the White House make you nervous?
No. We've had a Bush in the White House. He didn't do too badly.
Do you think Hollywood discriminated against Halle Berry?
Do I think Hollywood discriminates? Does Holly work in Hollywood?
Did Hollywood discriminate against Halle Berry?
Answer my question. Does Holly work in Hollywood?
Yes, she does.
I don't think she discriminates then.
Have you ever left the scene of an accident?
Not one I'll admit to.
Would you ever do full frontal nudity in a movie?
Absolutely.
You ever had a gay experience?
Huh?
Have you ever had a gay experience?
Have you ever had a gay experience?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Thanks a lot, Morgan.
This is a 60-minute Ride and Think Along radio show with two guys that think personal responsibility is mandatory. Grown-ups shouldn't be able to get their feelings hurt with mere words. Elected officials should work for common people. Good morning, San Bernardino and the world. It's controlled chaos. Controlled chaos. Controlled chaos. Controlled chaos. Controlled chaos. Controlled chaos. Controlled chaos.
Controlled Chaos. NBC Talk Radio, KCAA, 1050 AM.
From the four corners of the world, dumbing down his IQ so you can understand him. It's Gary Garver.
When I was 13, man, start talking about weird things. No, really. Stand on the corner. You know anything about Spanish fly? What? Spanish fly? It always happens when you're 13. Only when you're 13 on up to like when you get married. Guys stand around and talk about Spanish fly, and it never starts with one of the guys on the corner. It's always some strange 13-year-old who says, you know what? You know anything about Spanish fly? No, tell me about it. Well, there's this girl, Crazy Mary. You put some in her drink, man. She... Yeah, Spanish, oh yeah, that's really groovy, man. Spanish fly is groovy, yeah. From then on, man, anytime you see a girl, what's your Spanish fly? Go to a party, see 5 girls.